What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Happy Saturday to everybody. What's going on, Kirk?
What's up, man? How you been?
Oh man, been good. Been pretty good, man. I can't complain. What about you?
Man, same old man. You know me. I'm always on top of things.
So here for this special edition of the Wisemen Podcast. According to you, it's in high demand, right?
Man, I'm telling you, boy, it's crazy.
So talk to me. Where you want to start? I'm gonna let
Oh,
you
you been, man?
I'm
I
gonna
see
let you
you. I
lead.
see you. I see you still, carrying the banner, man. Shit, there's a lot changed since the last time we did a show, man. Mileage, the rate, the country, the trucking business, the cost per mile. The whole thing changed, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But not everything is bad, Not everything is bad. I run into a couple of the subscribers, man, and they tell me their stories, and just shit is wild. But nothing that we can't handle. It's just this new generation of guys who are not accustomed to putting in the work and get their hands dirty. You know what I mean? And and
Mm-hmm.
and boots on the ground and pen on the paper, and
Mm-hmm.
sleepless night because you got to get that number in and tax time, so you got to file your tax on time.
Mm-hmm.
The whole works, man. So
Yeah.
it's been crazy. I mean, I spoke to a lot of my old subscribers and some people that I know, and it's just been crazy. So yeah,
Well, talk
but
about it, man. Talk about it, because I've been here the past. I know
yeah, I
everybody
see
else
you.
kind of took a hiatus, but I still been thugging it out here, but not as much as I used to, because I've got kind
I
of
still
fatigued.
see you get pushed back though, man. Like people still ain't listening. Like after all the game that we drop and all the backstroke content we put out, man. Like I guess maybe some people that are not accustomed to you and the way you talk and the breakdown and stuff. But yeah, man, the market is not the same no more. Box truck drivers still stuck on their cost per mile.
Mhm.
When calling a brokers, they still believe what they believe they negotiating they should get it, not realizing that things have changed. And box truck is it's always been our topic because that's what we kind of just focus on. But a
Mhm.
lot of people just not understanding business in general. And we do these show, we come and we talk about this for as long as we been doing it. And we still see people just don't understand business. And it's sad because we try our best to kind of like get everybody in line to let them understand business, and it's not that complicated, man. Like it's easy. And I don't know why people just think it's this shitload of things that you got to do to like get a successful business up and running. It's really not. You just got to take your time and just focus on the key point,
Mhm.
you know, and it should be good. But I don't know, man.
Where you want to start?
With
Where you want to start? Like, what do you want to You want to start at
I,
the
I want to talk about the mindset, like some of the mindset, man. Like we see what's going on, and it's like no matter how, I don't want to say the country getting worse because I'm gonna be honest with you, the war that's going on right now, I'm getting loads out of this war. You know that because
Mhm.
every shift that happened in the world, we benefit as truck drivers. I don't know if people realize that. Yes, the gas price goes up, but so does the rate, and so does the certain freight that we have to move around. I think me was talking about this last week, and I said, and I was telling some of my other friends that I have, and we were talking about it, and I'm like, yo, people don't even realize that there's a frantic going on right now where they believe the world is going to shut down. So we have people buying up stuff, but it's not out there like the pandemic. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But there's a lot of freight moving for certain things. I remember when we talk about the whole container thing with China. and
Mhm.
Walmart, oh, those guys were stocking up.
Mhm.
Well, I find a lot of companies out here stocking up
Mhm.
on product because the war going on right now, and they don't know what might happen tomorrow. Not that something is going to like happen in America,
Mhm.
but they want to stock up. So let me give you one example. If gas price should go freaking $15 a gallon, they got shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That sort of thing.
Mhm.
So, but you and I know, like, whatever is going on in the world, as truck driver, we do benefit from it some way, some shape, and in most of the cases, we get freight from it. Um, but the rate is, and I'm just telling you from my experience and what I'm doing. The rate has been up.
Mhm.
The freight is there. There's the demand for truck is there. It's not as the pandemic, so don't get it,
Mhm.
like I'm saying, it's pandemic. Um, and as truck drivers, we do benefit. Now, one other thing I want to touch point with is the domicile drivers. Remember, a few months we did a show about that, with all these guys that's going to lose their license. So
Mhm.
now we have a lot of vetting going on, where a lot of those drivers are not here no more. And it's funny, Mark, because I look at the thumbnail you make, and you said 7 months. 7 months ago, we were dealing with that. Remember, 7 months ago, with all these domicile drivers and the accident and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Well, guess what? Most of those companies and drivers are not here no more.
Mm.
So if you are a guy that's really coming in, you really gotta like focus and trying to get your business in the right position so you can benefit, you know, from what's going on.
Mm.
And trucking is not dead, bro. Like, I see people say trucking is dead and the rate is shit and cheap freight. It's it's alive and well. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I don't know, man. I know you've been putting out a lot of your content, and you've been talking to people, and you know,
Mhm.
people not understanding. You know,
No, well,
so yeah,
they don't want to
it's
understand. So, I mean, the thing with the domicile, a lot of those CDL guys are trickling and are going to be trickling into the box truck. They lost their
mhm.
CDL, but that doesn't mean they lost their license, right? They're
Well,
regular.
most of them lost their license, all right, because they weren't even supposed to got a license in the first place. But
So,
you're right. A small percentage of them
right,
are going to find themselves over box truck.
right.
You know,
So I think a
yeah.
combination between that and the fuel spike is what's helping guys like you in your case, but the
Hmm.
box truck guys, not so much because, like I said, those people are trickling down into the box truck, and then on the fuel side, the diesel side, a lot of the box truck guys are just undercapitalized and winging it, and have been winging it, and the diesel spike is just kind of taking them out. Like, I've seen the sentiment in the space cut
Hmm.
in half just almost immediately when the fuel went to $5. Literally, like the
Yeah,
sentiment
because
is just
because
just
because
dead.
as you know from just the shows that you do,
Hmm.
and previous show that we have done, box truck drivers have never secure capital.
Hmm.
They always think it's a joke. Like, why do I need to put money down? Well, I can just run two loads, and you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then you have, a freaking two flat tires in the back that need to change, and that's a roadside assistant that's going to cost you $1,200.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You drive 3 hours to go pick up a load that get canceled, so it
Hmm.
do eat into that little money that you have, that and then we got guys who just work and then factor, work and factor,
Hmm.
and they call that a business. But me and you have always talked about putting money aside, and box truck guys have just never disciplined themselves to the point where they feel like they need to put money down. I don't know, it's because everything can run overnight, and sometime in a short space of time they can just get, like, factor the next day or whatever. But I
Hmm.
never find having reserve capital of a means of something important to have. And I see you struggle with people when you talk about that. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's 2026 and people still don't know the cost per mile, still running as if it's a cook shop, not paying attention to what's going on out here.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you run up on a guy like me that can afford to put you out of business, of course, you know me, I'll buy an next truck just to make an example of
Mm-hmm.
it. But you get what I'm saying, Mark?
Right.
Like you said all the time, we gonna come get it.
Right. Yep. 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 Yep.
You know what
Yeah.
I
I
mean?
don't. I come to the realization last week that the majority of the people in the space,
Mm-hmm.
they classify themselves as a business. Somewhere in their mind, they are a business, but the truth of the matter is, and I'm saying this confidently because I've put the work in over the course of the last 4 years in collecting the data. And the data is visual to the viewer because I do it live.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and each person that calls in they turn into a case study, right? And
Right.
the people that call in represent the majority of people that do what's considered the box truck business. Like I was saying the other day, I've never heard of the box truck business until I discovered the community on YouTube, right? Back in
Mm-hmm.
2022. I never classified being in the body, just a moving company, truck and final mile company, so on and so forth. So the majority of the people that have come into this, it's a hustle. I look at the box truck business as
Mm-hmm.
I look at it as and now I look at it as an advanced gig, right? The barrier to entry is low, right? A couple bucks, you're in, right? The barrier to entry, right? In a society now where people are being influenced to be their own business owners. So now everybody's looking to be a business owner, and they're going through the
Mm-hmm.
process of elimination of what businesses can they get into and make a decent amount of money, and then this industry comes up, right? It's
Right.
easy to get. The barrier to entry is very, very low. So
Right.
now you got a bunch of people coming into this business with limited capital, limited resources, limited knowledge, refuse to do the knowledge to ensure they have success. And this is why I'm classifying it as a hustle. It's not a business. It's a hustle. You got people that come in, they last 6 months, they're on to the next thing. You got people that come in 3 months,
But
they're on to the
we never
next
take
thing.
it as a. But we never, because you had box trucks,
Mm-hmm. Still got trucks.
right?
Still got.
Right. And I started out. I started out with a cargo van, moved my way up to a box truck,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never seen it. The whole. I think the pandemic and social media, I've changed the way when it comes on to trucking. I think that the box truck side of it, I've just been sold to people as a hustle, a side gig, but it's really a business. It's something that is not. It's no different from running a semi. It's just that the end, the
It is a
the
business,
cost,
but the culture doesn't
the
run it like
culture, right,
the culture
right,
has
doesn't run
has
it like a
has
business.
promoted it and put it out there. It's just like I say in business, once something becomes trendy and once something becomes really, really popular, the real money has already been made. And I can
Right,
say that
right.
confidently. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I can say that confidently. The real money has already been made. It's trendy. I could say another term too, but I ain't gonna say it because we got some white people that like to watch, and you know what I'm saying. I don't want to,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk, the black talk. You did what I'm saying, but it's another term, and if
No,
you
but it's true.
if you know, I mean, I ain't gonna say it, but it's another
Yeah, if you
term
know,
that
you know.
when get into something, and then he did what I'm saying, and then
Right, right.
you got that too. But yeah, you can build a business around it, but the majority of the people that are coming in ain't doing it. You dig what I'm saying? They're not doing it. They're coming across this industry. They are coming in with minimal resources and they get minimal results. They refuse to do their cost per mile. I'm tired of talking about it, to be honest with you, because I know what it
Mhm.
is. I know what it is. I was on a
But
panel last night and I'm just
uh-huh.
listening, and for half the panel, I didn't contribute because there's this shit that I talk about all the time, and I think certain people feel like just with talking to people they can change it, but I know
Mhm.
that's not going to happen. As time goes on, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse because I mean, you and I were old enough, we've lived enough life to see one where things are headed based on our experience of living. I haven't seen anything get better, bro. So I'm looking at the
Yeah,
mindset of the youth, right? And they're not getting
right,
any
right,
better.
right.
The people that
They're
are
not getting
that
any
that
better.
that the people that call in today on these call-in shows are worse than the
Mhm.
people that called in last year, are worse than the people
But
that called in the year before that, are worse than the people that
yeah.
called in the year before that. So the attention span is getting shorter. The mindset is getting worse. I say it all the time. The comprehension has gotten worse. The critical thinking skills have gotten worse. If you don't have critical thinking skills, then you're not going to have
Mhm.
problem solving skills. And in order to be a successful business person, you have to have good problem solving skills. You know, these guys want to
Mhm.
scale.
Mhm.
The more you scale, the more problems you're going to be faced with. If you can't think
Right.
critically, you can't solve problems. So without
Right,
any of
right.
this, you're just not going to make it.
And
And just
it's not just problem, but the pressure of covering that problem
if
because
if
you
you
know,
can't deal with pressure, then you can't solve a problem, and vice versa. If you can't think
yeah.
critically, you can't solve a problem. If you can't think without letting your emotions get involved, which a lot of these guys are emotional now. You know, a lot of these guys
Mhm.
are
Mhm.
emotional. You're not gonna be able to hack it. And that's just the thing. I think a lot of people, like I said, the barrier to entry is low, right?
Mhm.
And this is what's bringing in all the people. I just try to focus on the people who want to do better. Like I'm
Mhm.
over like trying to get through and break through to people because I
Mhm.
know as time goes on, I'm smart enough to see the direction things are going. It's just it's gonna give me a heart attack. It's gonna send me into a grave, and it just doesn't make sense to do it when I'm volunteering my time to help somebody.
Yeah.
So fuck it, you know. I'll just talk to the people who
Who really want it.
right
Yeah,
wanna,
yeah.
and then
Yeah,
we just go
yeah.
from there.
It's frustrating. And I want to double back on something you say about the business because, it is a business for us because that's where we started all years ago. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think we start 2 years apart, right?
Mm.
You start before me.
1 year, I
So
started in 2010.
okay. But what I'm saying is, you go into a bank and you go into a dealership and you finance a truck. The responsibility of that finance is on you. So I don't understand why people don't take it serious because even if you buy a truck cash,
Mhm.
that money has to come from somewhere that you went and get. Either you borrowed from someone, you're gonna pay them back. Whichever way you obtain the cash, it's still it's still a finance, a
Mhm.
financial cost, and you to obtain the unit to go put in the work. So
Mhm.
I never can understand why people don't take get the finance, they get the insurance, they get the MC number, they get ELD, which all of these things that they're getting is cost to them. So I don't understand when it comes down to getting back that 60, 70,000. It's like this like it's like this hype, and then once you get it, it's like whoo, and then you get comfortable.
Mhm.
Or you get it and then it's like this hype to get it because
Mhm.
everybody's getting in, but then when you start to come out here, you start to realize that you do got to move a pallet. You do got to drive 8 o'clock at night because you start at 2 o'clock. You do got to get up 5 in the morning because you got an 8 o'clock appointment. Like I
Mhm.
don't see why people done all the stuff only to like drop everything that gonna give them back the benefit of starting a business. And this is why you know it's like it's only cut out for certain people to really achieve certain goals, and the more you look around and the more you talk to these people nowadays, it's like you said, they get it worse and worse and worse and worse. And you ask yourself, like, what is the purpose of you even getting a truck then? If you're not gonna put in the work. The
Well,
lady at the shipping facility, they are gonna be nasty to you. The receiver, some of them go nasty to you. The DOT gonna be nasty to you. You see what I'm saying? It's business. You can't get emotional. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think the last time we spoke, my trailer was damaged, and I
mhm.
had 55 pieces of appliance. And the broker said, Samsung said they don't care. They need their stuff by Thursday. This was on a Tuesday. Remember that incident?
Mm-hmm.
I never called nobody. I had to buy a trailer for $19,000 so they can get their product. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you can't let nothing get you down. You gotta keep going. If this is what you want, this is what feed your family, you gotta put in the work. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's why when I watch you nowadays, and I was watching you and I listen to some of your calls, and I go back and I'm like, bro, I think we were doing better 3 years ago compared to these calls you get.
I think I think the mindset of the individual who was in this business or coming into this business 3 years ago uh was better. Just now it's just, I've watched the decline over the course of the last 4 years. And it's only going to continue to decline as the more desperate people get, the more social media influences, uh,
Because the
lifestyle,
people are not
and
focusing on business, bro. They're focusing on
but
their own
businesses
self.
focusing on, but you gotta understand, focusing on business requires some things: discipline, patience,
Yeah, right, right.
education, and those things require time, and that time takes too long. See, what people want is a
But we
lifestyle,
have to put in the
but
time to reap the benefit.
but here's
I
the thing.
started in 2011.
Here's what you gotta understand. This is what I understand. This is why, like last night when I'm on this panel, the first half of the panel, I just didn't,
Mhm,
I didn't engage because I don't want to have a conversation because I know the truth. Right? We're in
mhm.
a time period where everybody wants everything now. I understand why things are the way they are, why people have the mindset. I get it. You dig what I'm
Mhm.
saying? We didn't have to live through that. I kind of talked about it the other day. I never, we couldn't afford things as a kid growing up, but we didn't have this
Right.
device where we could see other parents that could afford to take their kids to Disney World and shit like that thrown in our face every day, all day. The lifestyle we lived, everybody in our community lived the same lifestyle. So we
Mhm.
found fun and free. We played it. We played football in the street. We could walk to the park, so on and so forth. We got a new pair of gym shoes every 4 or 5 months. And everybody else did in the community. We didn't have a device where we could see there were
Right,
kids our age that were skiing in
right, right,
Colorado
right.
in the winter, that were going to Disney World or Disneyland during spring break, that were traveling
Mhm.
abroad in the summer, right? We didn't see that, so it didn't bother us, right? Now everybody is on social media, and social media is
Right,
portraying that the people that are on there, everybody's rich. And then now you
right,
got
right,
people that are
right,
breaking
right.
down and having emotional attacks because they're trying to figure out what everybody else, what their peers are doing that they're not doing because they're going to work and
They're
struggling all
comparing.
day.
There's a
Right. Right.
comparison.
So what
Right.
happens now is people are looking for ways to increase their revenue. And entrepreneurship has always been one of those things. Like prior to social media, we like an entrepreneur 15, 20 years ago just always seemed like they did a little bit better than a person who went to work every day, right? But now
Mm-hmm.
social media is promoting that everybody has to become an entrepreneur because that's the way.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
unfortunate
Mm-hmm.
thing is everybody can't be an entrepreneur. Everybody doesn't have what it takes. So it goes back to what I said
Hey.
20 minutes ago, the barrier to entry. If I'm a person who wants to live like the people on social media are living, I got to start looking for a business. So first thing a person is going to do is start looking at franchises and looking at businesses, but they're trying to find something that they can attain, right? That's
Yeah.
accessible to whatever finances they may have saved up or whatever finances they may acquire. And then the list starts getting checked. And they might start up here with a McDonald's franchise. Okay, you got
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
1.5 liquid, and do you have 1.5 in assets? No, cross that out. Now we're down to this. We're all the way down franchises to Steak and Shake. Don't got that. All right,
Mm-hmm.
what else? A plumbing business. I got to go to school for 4 years. Cross that off. So then as they cross off more shit, that barrier to
Uh-huh.
entry
Uh-huh.
starts getting lower and lower and lower, and then they come down to something like the box truck business.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
you got people that are telling them, 5,000 or less, 4,700 or less,
Right.
3,700 or less. And they're giving them ways to acquire it. So now we found something that the barrier to entry is low, and we may not have
Mm-hmm.
the money, but TT Mama, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
TT Mama
Right. Right.
said she getting her taxes. And I know TT
Right.
Mama
Right.
got a crush on me. You dig what I'm saying? I don't
Mm-hmm.
really
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
TT Mama. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm finna go get on them bigums for the next 4 months. I'm gonna put that work in.
Right.
Listen,
Right.
I'm gonna put that work. I'm gonna put that leg up. I'm gonna go stand up in it for 4 months. You
Right.
dig what I'm
Right.
saying? And I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And TT Mama said she gonna give me
Right.
a nickel to start my box truck business. So I'm watching the box truck people. I already know the
Mm-hmm.
finesse. I know how to finesse the insurance. I'm going to put the 750 on there. They told me they can put the commercial insurance on the car and then switch it back over. All right, we're going to do that. We're going to go on here, go down to Penske. They told me how to finesse that. We're going to get that. We're going to go get I seen Buddy who said, you go get 4 straps. Buddy got 4 blankets and 1 load bar.
Right.
We got a 300 for our MC. We're gonna pay the legal Zoom 200 or whatever it is to get the EIN and goddamn it articles of incorporation, and we in the dough.
Right.
UCR BOC3, we in the dough. We in the
Right.
dough. You dig what I'm saying? So now we in the dough. We don't have any working capital. We don't know what the hell we doing, and then we get out here and we don't know how to book loads effectively. We just booking shit based off a number, not understanding cost per mile, not even
Cause
knowing what it is. You dig what I'm saying? And then 2-3
right.
weeks later, when that money, that last little 600-700 is in there, is dwindling out. Probably not even a week, 2 weeks. You dig what I'm saying? Now we get to
Yeah.
panicking. That's when you start seeing the trucking industry is trash. They lied to you. These creators, they not talking about us, but the ones that's selling them
Right.
that,
Right.
that
Right.
false
Right.
hope.
Right.
They lied.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Because even though they had the mindset to come in and start the business, they don't have the mindset to fully understand what it takes to understand a business, or else they
Yeah.
would have never came in with that nickel in the first place. They would have known that wasn't enough. You dig what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, and at the end of the day, even the guys who take out the loans and go get the trucks, the high interest trucks from the
High
from the
interest
third
rate.
party
The
companies, right?
65,
When they go through
65
Ryder and
months.
Enterprise and Penske,
Yeah.
they don't even read the contract because the content creators have, say, okay, well, you're gonna make 8,000-9,000 a week. So when they looking at that 1,600-1,700 a month, they like, fuck it, man. My favorite content creator said they doing 8-9 a week. So they all automatically think that they're gonna be able to do 8-9 a week. So they don't sit there to do the math to see that 1,600 on this $58,000 truck is going to turn into $96,000. They don't care.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They don't figure. They
Mhm.
don't try to figure all this shit out until they get in the deep end, and the shit start and it's not adding up, right? It's a hustle. And when
Yeah.
you ask the question, don't they care about signing that finance agreement or borrowing that money? Even though Mark say don't borrow money to get into this business, or like the lady
Yeah.
from the clip I dropped yesterday, take out the 401k. They don't
Yeah.
care
Yeah.
because
And
And
never take out
well,
lean,
we in a
what they call it,
society where they
whatever on
like
your
fuck
house.
it. They like fuck it. We'll figure that shit out. We'll cross that
No,
bridge when we get to it. This is
no,
where we at, right? Because Kirk, it's imperative that we take trips. It's imperative we have to take trips. We gotta have Balenci. You dig what I'm saying? We gotta got Louis
right.
Gucci. We gotta go get us a new car. We gotta do it quick, Kirk, because
Mm,
the Instagram been a little dry, and they flexing, and I want to flex too. See,
yeah.
this is why we're doing this. This is why we
Mm-hmm,
get in the
mm-hmm,
box truck. We get in the
mm-hmm.
box truck to flex immediately.
Yeah,
So you're never going to get through to an individual who's thinking like that, bro. They're not thinking like a
yeah,
business. They're not thinking like a business person. They're thinking, I need to acquire this so I can go back to Instagram and flex too. I can't jump in the bitch DM if my Instagram ain't lit.
right.
So
But
you're not.
no, I know, I know.
It's not even worth preaching to
Yeah,
anymore, because
yeah,
majority of people don't think for themselves anymore. They're
yeah.
heavily influenced, right? So
No,
you
man.
gotta
When we
gravitate
were
to the
coming
people
up,
who
there was no Instagram, man. We happy we didn't have. Well, we didn't have no Instagram, no none of that stuff.
we
You know
dealt
what I
with peer
mean?
pressure, but not to the level of this. This is tough, and I really sympathize and empathize. And I thought it was just a young generation, but I see older people that fall victim to this shit. And if you don't have a strong mind, you will
Everybody.
fall victim to
Yeah.
this shit. You dig what I'm saying?
And yeah,
So,
and what a lot of people don't understand, like every move you make in business is, even sometime when you do make good move, of course there's a reward,
mhm,
but every move that you make is gonna be a cost that attached to it, whether it's gonna be a good cost or a bad cost. You see what I'm saying? But there's gonna be some cost that comes with it. And I think that people just need to sit down and just figure out, like, I do partial, and that's my niche. I think just people
mhm,
just need to sit down and figure out, okay, if I'm gonna do this trucking thing, am I gonna get because I got a new MC, so am I gonna just find me a route, where I can run around New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, my local state, 600-700 miles, maybe do something where I can come back home every other day or every day.
mhm,
Might not pay much, but just to get your name out there. You see what I'm saying?
mhm,
You got to figure that out, or you want to be an OTR. But the thing is, everybody wanted to do the same thing like you just described. They want to run it up. You see what I'm saying? So
mhm,
everybody want to get out here, do OTR. They want to hurry up, make 5,000, 6,000, or whatever amount they tell them every day, every week. And it's this constant cycle of people failing because they underestimate. Listen, these roads out here are vicious, and I was telling someone this, and they think I'm joking.
mhm,
These interstate, Mark, and I told him, we talked about this years ago. These interstate out here are vicious, and I'm not talking about accident. I'm
mhm,
talking about taking your money away,
mhm,
from a flat tire to you might go to a truck place to get a repair. You
mhm,
might pay $200 in Chicago, but out here, them boys that pull over you
mhm,
on the side of the road is gonna be a hefty price.
mhm,
You see what I'm saying? You
mhm,
in a state, they look at your license plate, they see you're not from their state. That's you know what I mean?
mhm,
All these little trickery that goes on out here. You see what I'm saying?
mhm,
These interstates are vicious like that. So it's not just you gotta know where you want to run. Then you gotta know the state. Yeah, you pick up in Pennsylvania, you run to Colorado. Good luck, cause you gonna stuck over there.
mhm,
You see what I'm saying?
mhm,
Because and all these things you gotta really sit down and analyze, and not focus so much on the money that they presenting to you, but really sit down and analyze where
mhm,
you want to run this truck, how much it's gonna cost you to go get a load, how many deadhead you have to go to get that load. Is this broker legit? Have you used this broker before? You get
mhm,
what I'm saying?
mhm,
I had a guy who run, I think it was 500 and something mile to go pick up a load and shows up, and the load was picked up by a different carrier.
Mm.
And he was mad. And I'm like, do you ever use this guy? Nope. I saw it on DAT. What did he vet the broker? What was their ratings? How is their safety? How is their score?
Mm.
You know, you gotta research brokers just like how when you give them your MC number, they research you. And it's just so many mistakes that people make.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember one time I posted a video where I said I drove from Dallas, Texas, all the way to Memphis, Tennessee, empty. And in the video, I told my subscriber, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because the way I run my truck, I mean, it's different from how you run your truck. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just a lot of things that I think people just don't understand. You know, the cost, where to run the truck, how much it's gonna cost you. As a new carrier coming out here, these brokers, I mean, they're not getting better. Like they literally don't like box trucks.
Hmm.
They fuss with box truck drivers way more than fuss with semi truck drivers, because box truck drivers, the guys on Instagram told them, oh, you gotta get $250 and $4 a mile, and if you ain't getting, you ain't running, and they get on the phone and it's two pilots doing like, you want $8 a mile, and the guy hung up the phone on you, and then you get mad. And then
Yeah,
when we say, well, what's the
I was
cost
trying
per
to
mile?
explain that.
You like, oh, my cost per mile. I don't know. It's like, I think it's $3.
Mm-hmm. They don't know.
You know?
Yeah, so and that's how they get taken advantage of. And I was trying to explain that, like I was like on this panel last night, and it's just, you know, when you get to talking that CPM, like, man, that shit just exposes just so much, bro. It exposes so much,
Yeah.
and you know, it's sad, but it's the reality, bro. Like it goes back to the barrier entry. It goes back to why I classify it as it's just a more advanced hustle. It's just what it is. This is what you're gonna get when you're dealing in 2026 going forward in the box truck industry. Majority of the people are just going to be just incompetent.
But what
It's
I'm
just what
saying,
it
Mark,
is,
if they
bro.
just take the time,
I
though, a
hear
lot of
you,
these stuff
but
that they do,
I hear you,
but
Kirk.
they
But
need to spend time. It's all about the
I
timing,
hear
bro.
you,
You
and
said
I've preached
something to
that
me in the
too.
pandemic. You
I
remember
hear
you
you.
told me?
Uh huh.
You see what I'm saying? When you said that, Kirk, it's not what you line you said? You said it
Not
was
the fact that I'm not
what
right, it's
you
just not right
say
now.
is
Was
just
that one?
right now.
Right.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
To make so use that, right? What do you just say? Say it again.
Not the fact that I'm not right, it's not right now.
Okay. So if I'm starting my business, I don't have to hurry to get that money like everybody on the internet, because eventually when I get it, I'm going to be able to keep it. So you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to be running it down, trying to get everything done today to get it right now. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So and this is so important, because so many guys who come out here that I've watched over the years that spend their money,
Mm.
take out loan on their house to go get a truck,
Stupid.
right?
I would never do no goofy shit like
Refinance their house to go take out
that.
equity
Stupid.
to buy a truck,
Stupid.
take out money of their 401k.
Dumb.
Uh,
Stupid.
they remember that lady I told you about, her son, college funds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The 65 months truck payment, ridiculous financing to get into a truck. Only when you come out here to like, I don't want to do this shit no more. Like, I don't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because once you start the process, ain't no turning back. You gotta the DOT is the MC is 300. Then you gotta pay for your Secretary of State paperwork, UCR, insurance. Then you gotta get a pilot jack. You gotta get strapped. I remember when I started, a pilot jack was like what, a buck and change. I think
Mm-hmm.
pilot jack is like almost
150, 200
$800.
bucks. I,
You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just don't understand why people invest so much money to start in it, and then
Because
not
Kirk, I keep
not
telling you,
saving the money.
influence.
You know,
Everybody wants to be a boss. Everybody wants to be a business owner. Plus influence on top of that. Like we're not in the era where a person who sought out to be an entrepreneur or a business owner went above and beyond to ensure their success. They analyzed their risk. They did a risk assessment. People don't think like that no more. People just think, yo, I just got my taxes. I'm finna go rent a truck. People don't analyze that. They run off faith and hope and that alone. You know what I'm saying?
but
And
rent,
you
but
can't.
renting. Okay, let's talk about the renting a truck now, because renting a truck now is worse than 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Kirk, you know they requiring a down payment now for a 16-foot truck. But ask yourself why? Why have the requirements to rent a truck gotten these stipulations? Why
Gotta
have they
work.
gotten
Yeah,
fierce?
yeah,
Because the
yeah.
people goes back to what I said. The box truck
Mm-hmm.
business now has become a hustle. Back when we were renting trucks 15, 14, 13 years ago, you could literally walk in a Penske Enterprise Rider and just give your business debit card, come up with a rate,
Mm-hmm.
swipe your business debit card, do the walk around, drive off the lot. Your rep will call you every week and say, "Hey, how many miles?" Boom. All right, run the
Yep.
card. That's it.
Run the card,
That's
and you
it.
pay them,
Like
and you pay them, and you actually pay them,
30,
not like
40
give
minutes,
them
you
a
in,
card
eat
that
out.
doesn't work,
It don't
and
work like
then
that
you
no more. Now you got to get an
yeah,
account rep. They got to do a profile on you. You got to talk to a sales rep.
right.
You got to negotiate. So that process now could take a few weeks. You dig what I'm saying? You can't just go because I did a mock call a few months ago. Like you got to go through a whole process just to rent a truck now, put a down
Mm-hmm.
payment.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because the people that have come into the industry, I would say over the
Yes.
course of the last
Yes.
5 or 6 years, have not done business correctly and ethically with the rental truck companies, right? If
Yeah.
people
Return the
that
truck and don't pay
right,
for the
they've
toll.
been abandoning the
Yeah.
trucks, they've been failing in the
Mm-hmm.
box truck business. And instead of them just turning the truck back in, taking their L, they keep running, right? The Penske
Mm-hmm.
Enterprise rider hitting their card, ain't no money on the account, but they still running
Mm-hmm.
loads, and now the truck
Not
is on the
paying them.
hot sheet, right? Because they just don't want
Yeah.
to take the truck back, and then they just
Mm-hmm.
abandon the truck. So the culture, the mindset, the people who are renting box trucks to start their business have no ethics. The rental truck companies aren't going to continue to take those L's. So what it's going to
Yeah.
do is
Right.
they're going to change their policies. They're going to have more stringent policies dealing with new people, but that's going to make it tougher for the people later on down the line, like the people who want to come into the industry now, who do
Yeah.
want to do things the right way. Now they're met with these tough stipulations because of what their peers have done over the course of the last
Mm-hmm.
6 years, right? So
Yeah.
that's more proof of the shift in the people that are coming into this business, how they're operating. You just can't even walk in a place and rent a truck no more. You got to go through a whole lengthy process. So, it's not going to get any better, right? That's why I'm saying, like, I'm done preaching that shit, bro. I
Yeah.
don't want to. I'm you preaching to the choir, bro. Look at this shit you see on. Bro, it's only going to get worse.
But you
Just talk to
can't.
the
But you
people.
can't. It's a business, and you can't. Your name, your business name, and your name attached together. So
They
you
don't care
cannot
about that.
mess that up.
They don't
Yeah,
care
but
about that, bro. You gotta understand.
yeah,
That
but
shit don't mean nothing no more. That don't mean nothing no more. They don't care about their
so
business.
you rather rent a truck. You rather rent a truck because what's gonna happen is you're gonna have a collection on your company name. They're gonna put a lien on your company,
They don't care.
and then they're also gonna put it on your credit and your business credit, because both of them go together.
They credit was fucked up. Did they waiting on TT Mama to get her taxes? They credit was already fucked up. What you talking about, Kirk?
Yeah.
TT
Yeah,
baby get written the money coming from TT baby. That shit was fucked up on anyway.
but so let me
You know
ask you a
what I'm saying?
question. So what are they do? So if they come in at the, because we know they come in at a small margin, right? They're not negotiating properly because they don't know to talk to these brokers, right? But when they do find load, say they find I would say like $5,000 worth of load, because they're not scheduled the truck to run a certain way. They lost that type of money in fuel because, you know, the truck is not running in a certain order to, burn efficiently, so they can at least save some of that money. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So they got that dealing with, right? Then they're late, so the broker ain't gonna use you no more. You know what I mean? Because they got to call you 10 times just to make a 8 o'clock delivery, rather than you just telling them that, whatever.
Mhm.
So you're in relationship, you don't have the money, and there's guys that just even it's just the way they do business now. I've just the thinking behind it is just different than when we were doing it, and I just can't understand. Even to get somebody put down $500, goes back to what you're saying, discipline.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You cannot run a business off of a stingy resource or no resource at all, because all it takes is, bro, my transmission is 7,000. When my first transmission out of my box truck went,
Mhm.
it was 7 grand, and it was in North Carolina. I'm from Pennsylvania. It went into D-rated, and you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And to tow the truck from PA to come up here was like another 4 or 5 grand, even if I didn't want to fix the transmission.
Mhm.
So you gonna pay. Either way, they gonna make money from you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But if you have a truck that has a transmission that go out, you have finance on the truck. And that's why a lot of times these guys leave these trucks at these mechanics places, and the finance company had to come and get it because they can't afford to move the truck from the breakdown point,
Mm.
which is crazy. You know what I mean? So you can't do business like that. It's not how business run.
Yeah. Mm.
So it's
Well,
sad, but this type of mentality of getting worse, like you said, and it's just not. It's like there's nobody's gonna change the way they think or the way they look at business, and it's not a hustle.
I
You
mean, I
see what
think
I'm
you
saying?
guys are okay in the on the semi truck side because um there is
I
a
got
barrier.
still got my box truck. I got I still got my box truck.
Yeah, but you represent the minority of
Yeah.
people that are in the box truck space. What I'm saying is the people that are over on the semi truck side, those guys, those owner operators on the semi side are a little bit more,
Yeah, but I take my business serious and I build relationship,
no,
and
no, no. What I'm just comparing
you
like
know,
people, owner operators on the semi side in comparison to the box truck side. There's that barrier to entry. There's a barrier to entry there, which I think, makes the owner operator on the semi truck side take things a lot more serious. The cost
yeah.
of entry is higher. There's a barrier to
Oh
entry, right?
yeah.
So there's some formal level of education. You got to go to a
Gotta
school.
go to the school, you
Right.
gotta do a
So
test.
the
Yeah,
barrier to
yeah.
entry is higher, and that's why, you see the competence on that side is higher. Of course, there's people over there that are incompetent, but you see more people
But
that
I
are
but I
competent than you
but
do
not only
the
that,
box
but
truck
I
side.
bought my truck in the pandemic. My truck was over 200,000.
No, but what I'm saying is we represent the minority of people. But then we can't even include ourselves in this new
No, we can't. But I'm
right.
just
You know what I'm
saying,
saying? But
even with the type of money that I spent on the truck from the box truck into the semi, um, it it's like I take it serious all the way. I've
mhm.
never looked at this business as a hustle. This is why when they say the box truck game, I've never classified my business as a game. I am not in the trucking game. It's not a game to me.
It's not a game. So I mean, you get out of it what you put into it. I just think most people uh, now they just they're in it for the wrong reasons.
Mhm.
They're in it
Yeah.
to get the instant gratification, right? Or what they think is the instant gratification. But I could tell you, and I say it all the time, and people say, "Oh, you're pessimistic," or this, then the third. But like, as long as I've been creating content,
Mhm.
almost with 4 years and a few days is the my channel anniversary. I forecasted everything, and I've been transparent.
Mhm. Yeah.
the truth hurts people. You dig?
You do help a lot, man. And that's why I'm saying, like, if somebody coming in the trucking business and they look at your channel and they see what's going on and they, you know, they sign these paper to get these truck and you put your cost per mile and you got to know your fixed rate from your variable rate, and you got to separate those, you know what I mean? And I can't believe people don't know the difference. They still haven't know the difference. You know what I mean?
I
They
keep
still
telling you why they don't know the
they still
difference,
don't
because
know that
they
gas
don't
is the highest
they don't
cost on
care.
your cost per mile that comes with owning a trucking business.
Yeah. You
Second
listen.
to firm.
A box truck person is you can compare a person in a box truck space. Some people gonna get their feelings hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Get your feelings hurt, then hey, that says a lot about you. Because to me, I look like a
Right.
box, and the reason I can say this confidently based on what we see.
Yeah.
A box trucker ain't no different than a Uber driver or a Lyft driver or a Door Dasher.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a glorified gig. Most of them
Right.
are just glorified giggers.
He
I'm
said,
keeping it. Listen. Check it out.
he said they're a gigger.
You are a glorified gigger. If you don't treat it like a business, if you don't know your costs, if you're in it for all the wrong reasons, if you're robbing from the sustainability of the business, if you have no working capital, you parallel a gigger.
But they have no choice but to rob from the sustainability of
No,
the business.
listen,
Mark.
Kirk, life is about choices and decisions. You
Yeah,
do
but
have
they
a
don't
choice.
have no choice. Where they
You
gonna get the
do
money
have a
from?
choice. You
If
do
they
have a
if they
choice.
can't, no, but Mark, if I put $3,000 in a trucking business, I make $5,000 back. I spend 1,500 in diesel.
If
You
you
see
put
what I'm saying?
3,000 in the trucking business, you're gonna last 2 days.
But that's why they gotta rob from the business. That's why they gotta keep
There's
getting.
nothing to rob, Kirk. There's
No,
no,
but I'm saying when they
that's
do
the
make money, when they do make some type of
okay.
profit, they still gotta take it because they're
So that means they should have never did it in the first place. That's the
right,
point.
right,
They weren't ready.
right,
They didn't
right,
have
right, right.
what was necessary, which is working capital. Right. So it
Yeah,
is what it is. So if you don't have that, that's why giggers are out gigging. Most giggers are getting. I say they're out gigging every day. They're getting that instant liquidity. Right?
right.
They're
That's what I'm
gigging. They
saying.
might get $150. They're cashing that shit out the same day.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Right, right,
They
right,
might pay their phone bill. They might go get a 4 for $4, a pack of squares, whatever it is. You dig what I'm saying? And then they
what is a
hustling the
4
next
for 4?
Wendy's. You dig what I'm saying? And then they hustling the next day. The next day they hustling to go, pay the light bill, maybe some
Right,
food. You dig what I'm saying? They cashing that money
right.
out for that instant liquidity, right? But they're not really getting ahead. Like I still have yet to see a gigger get ahead. Why? Because a gig is something to supplement. It's not something to really, you can't really use it to build. I have yet to see a gigger buy a home.
Right, right,
I'm
right.
just keeping it 1,000. I'm not trying to talk down. I'm doing a parallel. So if you go out and you just booking loads and you don't know what your cost is, you see 800, and all
Okay.
you know is, man, the insurance on the truck is due, or the truck note is due, or X amount is due at the crib, the rent is due. I'm finna book this load for 800, and I'm just finna run it, and then I'm gonna send that money that I need to
Right,
pay whatever bills. That's how they looking at it.
right, right.
I ain't really, they ain't really worried about that. Really, they operating at a loss. They just know that they finna run this, they finna get this quick pay for this 800, and they finna send 650 to TT baby, right? To cover whatever bill need to be covered. They gonna put
Right,
$100 in the tank
right.
and get them to the next wherever they gotta get to.
You can't put $100 in the tank of
This is what
the
they
truck. You
listen,
gotta
Kirk.
pull the
This is
truck.
what they.
You
I'm
gotta
telling
pull
you
the
what they
truck.
doing, bro. I'm telling you
You
what they
can't
doing.
put you can't put $100 in a
Kirk,
box
I'm
truck,
not
man.
laughing though. I'm not laughing. You know why? Because I'm dead ass serious. You can't put
Yeah,
$100 in the tank if that's all you got to put in the tank.
But
$100 right now in a tank. They can get them
that's
about close to a half a tank. They can get them close to a half, a little under a
you'll
half.
get too close to half a tank.
Yeah,
Plus, you're
yeah,
gonna
you
burn
get
out.
close to a half, little under a half. That's why I said close to. They
I've
get
never
close to a half.
put gas partially in my truck, bro. You have
Listen,
to
it's
fund
a
it.
lot of dudes out here putting partial gas. They not doing partial loads, but they putting partial gas. They putting partial diesel in the truck because they have to. So
That's crazy.
it's the truth. I'm not bullshitting you.
Yeah,
You
that's
dig?
wild.
So it is what it is. So I look at them as giggers. You're not a real businessman. You a gigger. You getting from one gig to the next. It's what it is.
And it's crazy because people will come out here with like they'll still come out here with like say they come out here with everything after they complete the paperwork for the truck, and they'll still come out with like maybe like 10K in reserve capital and still blow it because they don't know what they're doing and they don't know the cost per mile. You know what I mean? And really negotiating with brokers is a key factor of keeping a profit out here. Um, and then not only that, but I want to say this because we talk about this all the time. Negotiating the load, like calling a broker for 4 pallets from Chicago to Jersey, you know, is one thing. But what if you show up and there's 2 more pallets that they added, but they haven't told the broker? You know what I mean?
Mm,
You don't understand that you got to charge for those 2 pallets. So you're
mhm,
missing $400 because you don't understand the business that you got to charge $200 per pallet because that's more weight and that's more space, and that's what you're selling. You're selling space, weight, and your time.
mhm,
So a lot of times guys come out here and they'll have the reserve, but they're missing those money. They show up and the warehouse guy said, "Well, we don't drive in a box truck with a forklift, but the load was a box truck load. Now you got to do driver assist, but you don't know, so you missed that 150. You missed that 200. You know what I mean?
mhm,
And all of that eats into the reserve that you have. So that's what I'm saying. It's just you got to know you really got to know what you're doing and how you're doing it, and really got to find people that been doing this and just kind of run your truck accordingly.
mhm,
And I want to say this with all these box truck drivers,
mhm,
not because you see everybody drive from Pennsylvania and New Jersey and they drive to Chicago or Iowa,
mhm.
wherever they go, that doesn't mean that that's supposed to be your business plan. You know what I mean? You can drive from New Jersey to Atlanta and turn back around and make a decent paycheck. You can just drive from Jersey to
Hey, Kirk.
Indiana.
See, it's always, I told you, the people who feel
No,
away, they're
but
gonna
you get what I'm
always tell
saying.
on
You know what I
themselves.
mean?
Hold on. The
Yeah.
people that feel away, they gonna always tell on themselves. They get emotional. The conversation is about new entrants. We're not talking
hmm
about a person who's operating and they come up on some unforeseen situation that's beyond their control. That's what I'm saying. The comprehension. And then this guy right here, hold on, because
hmm
I love this. I love this. I knew I was going to get somebody. Kurt, didn't I say watch somebody get? It never fails, bro. It never fails, bro. Because they looking at from their situation. But if you comprehend, we're talking about new entrants. We're talking about new
hmm
entrants. But here you go. This guy, he always got some sad shit. If I feel like Mark believe if you're not ready, don't do nothing till you ready. But when are you ever really ready? You ready when you ready. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. And this is where you can tell who owns shit. I always to see you can tell a motherfucker who owns some shit versus a motherfucker who don't own no shit, Kirk. Because when
Yeah.
you own some shit, you take calculated risk. You're not gonna put yourself in a fucked up situation, right?
Right.
You're not gonna do it. Like that lady from that clip yesterday who went and pulled a 401k and she out here with the high heels. She gotta sell that thing now. You dig what I'm saying? She put herself
Uh-huh.
in a fucked up situation because she wasn't
hmm
ready. See, I'm never finna put myself in a fucked up situation at this point in my life on some dumb shit, right? Because
hmm
I'm going to analyze my risk and I'm not going to jump off the deep end if without a life jacket. knowing I can't
Right.
swim. That's the point. That's the point. You're ready when you're ready. You know when you're ready? When you've done enough research, you have
Mm-hmm.
some level of understanding what you're about to get your goofy ass into. You
Mm-hmm.
saved up enough money to 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 have enough working capital. You saved up enough money on the back end to cover your expenses, so you won't get your dumb ass out here in a tent living on the
Mm-hmm.
goddamn side of the road because you tricked yourself up out your spot by not doing
Right.
enough research and saving enough money
Money. Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah. It's true.
I ain't never finna trick myself up out my spot. Nigga be living in a tent because I'm fucking influenced by someone or because I didn't go do enough research because I'm thirsty. What are you talking about, bro?
Mm-hmm.
This is the type of shit, you know, and I told you I was going to get somebody. I did this shit on purpose because it's always going to be an emotional motherfucker. It's always going to be one emotional
Oh
motherfucker who's
man.
going to just jump off the bridge and then going to end up with a cup in their hand. And then I'm gonna have to have a conversation when I'm gonna be like, man, what happened with you? Man, everything was going good, but I got into the box truck business. I didn't do enough research,
Yeah.
and I just jumped out, man. And I leveraged my home. I pulled my
Yeah.
401k out, and the box truck business
Right.
failed. And they took my home, and my wife left me. And
Right.
I'm
Right.
like,
Right.
damn, Joe, that's fucked up. You leverage your home for a box truck business? Yeah.
Can't do that, man.
Why you ain't gonna
Can't.
do DoorDash to get the money? You did what I'm saying. Then I'm gonna be the bad guy.
Right. Right.
Why you
Right.
didn't go pick up an extra job? And then I'm gonna be I'm gonna be the mean guy. I'm gonna be the mean guy for holding you accountable because you got in your feelings. What is you talking about? You ready when you ready. What is you talking about, bro?
Mm-hmm.
I told you I was gonna
Yeah.
give you what. I know how to get into it, boy. I know how to get under that
No,
skin.
it's true, and you know, look, we've been out here for years, bro. Like, no, somebody put in the comment section that every day is different.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
you're right. Every day is different. Every day brings a different situation. You're 100% right.
Oh
But
shit.
what you gotta be consistent with is the
Oh,
ability to conquer those situations when they arise, because the situation out here, it doesn't get easy. Matter of fact,
oh,
every situation out here is different in a unique way where they all can turn against you. If you've been a trucker and you've been out here, no matter what happened out here, is always the driver fault. It's always the driver fault. If the customer sent for 10 pallet and I went and picked the 10 pallet up and I leave and they call me 3 times and I'm 2 state over and I never get those calls, they blame the driver for not answering his phone. That's just how the reality is. So yeah, every situation is different, but you got to be the one that don't let those situations shape you for what comes for that day. You see what I'm saying?
mm,
And we talk about this all the time. Everybody watch me and like, you know, and this is my second go around, and since we met each other, where the gas price is through the roof, and I'm still out here not complaining. You see what I'm saying? So I don't let the gas price change the way how I do business. A matter of fact, I'm benefiting from the bullshit that's going on. But because I've been out here so long,
mm,
like Mark said, capital and the resources and the cost per mile and how I run my truck is the
mhm,
reason why I can sit out here and never whine about nothing. So I wouldn't agree with you when you say every day bring a different situation, because you might go to two warehouses yesterday. The people that load the truck and people
mhm,
that offload the truck was nice to you. You go somewhere this morning, Mr. Berkey had a bad day because his wife never given no coochie yesterday,
mhm.
and he's mad and he shout at you and
This comment right.
so you know
You talking about this comment?
yeah.
I think he's probably somebody that came in during the pandemic. So if he came in during the pandemic and he was able to persevere when a lot of the other people weren't, he probably grew his business and when the market corrected itself. But bro, there's nobody's coming in with 3,500 today that's going to succeed, bro. I don't care.
None.
We can have the debate.
None.
I'm always up for the debate.
None.
It's just the likelihood of a person coming in with 3,500, and that's another thing. You can't be given with this false hope shit is what gets people fucked up out here in these streets. All these people that give these people this false hope, bro. And then when they fucked up, here's the issue with the false hope. The people that give the false hope, when these people be fucked up out here in this street, where do y'all be at? Where do y'all be? With the people that's done lost their home, the people that's done pulled their 401k out, the people that's done pulled their kids' college money out. When you give them false hope, where do y'all be, bro? Where do y'all be? When y'all say, nah, just do it, and the shit don't work, where do y'all be, bro? Because they did it because you said, go ahead and do it.
Right.
You influenced them. Where do y'all be when they be fucked up out here in these streets?
Yeah.
You think what I'm saying?
No, you're right. You're right.
I will never tell somebody, if somebody ever calls into my line and I know they don't have enough to make that shit shake, I can tell they don't got the money, or they told me they don't have enough money, and I can have a conversation with them and know they're not mentally there, because I know what it takes to get to where they want to get to. And they tell me some goofy shit like they finna take out their 401k, or they finna leverage their home, or they finna pull equity out and refinance. I'm not finna. No, my answer is gonna be no. No.
I want to interject real quick. I want to, because I'm reading the comment. I would never tell anyone to start how I did. First of all, and this is a comment section in the comment. We're not telling. We start in two different eras, so I couldn't tell you to start how I start, because I started in 2011. When I came in trucking, it was a whole different ball game. All we're saying is that the way people are coming in are now being driven by social media to make their decision of coming in business. That's all we're saying. We're not telling you to go start this way, start that way. That's all we're saying. Y'all are letting social media and these guys on the internet drive you and pump you up to come in a business that you're not financially ready for it. You see what I'm saying? You're not mentally ready for it. Your wife ain't mentally ready, or your girlfriend. You see what I'm saying? You got to be ready to leave your kids graduation, their birthday.
They can't leave that.
You got to make family vacation and cancel it.
Kirk, you know they can't leave that poo-poo.
Yeah, so
we're not telling you the poo-poo for too long.
I'm not telling you how to do it, because what's going on now doesn't affect me. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I've been out here where most of the shit y'all go through, I don't worry about it, because I've been past those years ago. Brokers ain't hanging up on me. Nobody nowhere. Listen, what did I tell you the other day when I said, when I go somewhere and the lady at the desk said, well, you got to go back, and she act a fool, I need that $1,500, Mark, because that 15 gonna let me get $8,000, and I need that $8,000. You think I get emotional, go call my girl? No. She could shout, she could do whatever. You best believe I'm gonna be outside, go do what I got to do, and come back in and give her what she want. You see what I'm saying? I had a lady the other day, we go pick up something and she come out. She told one guy he need his driver's license. She showed, all of y'all go get y'all driver's license, and none of y'all getting no freight. And I never said, who the hell she thinks she talking? You know what I mean? You best believe I don't go get that, Mark, because I need that $2,000. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not telling y'all how to start y'all business. You know what I mean? I'm good. I ain't got to worry about all of that stuff. You know what I mean? But what we're saying is that y'all let social media is the driving force or the brain behind y'all decision. You know what I mean? So don't think that, we're here trying to push anything on you to, if you want to start the business the way you want to, if you feel 3,500 can work for you, hey, go ahead. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So like you said, it's just people just they mind is just a certain way. So I don't know. It's I just hope that a lot of people who watch us can take away from this message is that, look, you come out here to run a business, it's a business, not a joke. It's not a joke. It's not it ain't no friend out here. Ain't no friend. The DOT officer is not your friend. The lady at the warehouse, the broker doesn't like you. We talk about this all the time. Stop going on the phone and tell the broker about your wife or your girlfriend. They don't care. Just get the load at the best rate that you can get it, where you make a profit and move your truck efficiently. That's it. That's the plan. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And get a truck that you can manage the payment and shop around with your credit union and understand interest rate and negotiate your truck payment. Guys will negotiate their truck payment, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll negotiate the insurance, but then
Mm-hmm.
when time come to negotiate the rate for their loads, they
No,
don't know
they
the
don't
cost of the
negotiate their
market
truck
to
payment.
negotiate.
They don't negotiate nothing, bro. They don't
You're
negotiate.
right.
I
They don't
talk to people
negotiate
all the
nothing.
time
So
who in fucked up deals. You know,
yeah, so
they watch some episodes when I break down those contracts, and they send me theirs, and they don't negotiate. I'm telling you what they do.
yeah.
They look at the monthly note, and it's usually somewhere between 15, 16, 1700, but they sold on the gross number of what they see the content creators make,
Mhm,
$7,000, $8,000 a week.
mhm,
So they in their mind, well, 16, 15, 1800 ain't nothing because I'm gonna be making
mhm,
8,000 a week. Right. So that's how they base their decision when they get the contract in the email and they sign off on it. Right. They don't do the math and and figure out, like, bro, you're about to pay twice as much for this truck. They
mhm,
don't sit there and do it, right? They don't
mhm,
do it because if they did do it, they wouldn't do it, right?
mhm,
This goes back to the incompetence. They're looking at the large gross number, and that's what they're basing all their financial decisions on. The large gross number that's being perpetuated by content creators on social media. They don't have the
mhm,
competence, bro. They don't.
mhm,
I talk to people every day, online, offline, behind the scenes.
mhm, mhm.
They don't. Why? I don't know. Why don't they sit down and do what's now? I had a guy call last month, said, man, I just don't got the time. But there it is right there. You ain't got the time. You ain't got the time to do what's in the best interest of you. So it is what it is, Kirk. Like I can't feel bad for a person who wants to
I
be an
think my wife,
entrepreneur.
I
I
think my
can't
wife
feel
took
bad. I
control.
used to have a little feel bad. I don't feel bad no more because you don't have to do this. Nobody put a gun to your head to do this. So if you're gonna do it, do it.
Yeah,
Don't
all
don't.
we just trying to do is let people understand, man, and
Yeah.
it's crazy. And like Michael put in the comment section, I guess he's from Montgomery, Alabama. He's asking whether you get come in the business with a box truck or cargo van. Cargo van is, I would say box truck because cargo van, it's that's a different market. I don't speak on that. But if you do decide to come in a box truck, yeah, I would stay in Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, because you knew, and come up to Jersey and Pennsylvania. Those market on the way up are very profitable market. You know what I mean? I would stay away from Louisiana. Don't go too much into Memphis, because the loads and the rate kind of cut down. But if I can just stay on the East Coast and just run back and forth, you
Mm,
can do a pretty decent number. You know what I mean?
mm,
Given the fact that you knew. Um, but if you're running the truck all over the place, like, you definitely don't want to go to Florida, Louisiana. You don't want to jump and just take loads everywhere. You got to get the truck running in a certain way, because that's where you're going to learn quicker how to make as much as money from your truck. Because if you run from let's say from what I think from Atlanta, let's say from Alabama to Jersey, let's say 1,500 mile. What's that in a box truck? Like two and a half tank of gas. I think it's like two and a half tank of gas. Well, a box truck give you like 500 and something mile, right?
Mm.
I think it's what that single tank or double tank. I know I had a single tank, but anyway, if you runs what we talking about? Box truck, shit. I used to spend like $120 to fill my box truck back in the days. I think now it's like almost $400. But if you run a truck from Alabama, come up and you're running partial and you're picking up different loads and you're coming up and you have like 3,500 coming up, which is pretty decent for a box truck, and you're dropping off one of those partial in North Carolina and then you're reloading with the next, partial coming up, you should be pretty good coming up. And if you can come up by Wednesday and reload and go back down by Saturday, it's a pretty decent profit. But you gotta understand where you're running. It's not just buy a truck and just jump. And that's why most of the time Mark get mad, because like the guys say, you rent a truck, you can't tell nobody else to do business the way you do business. That's why y'all spend so much more money than us, because it's discipline. You gotta organize, you gotta plan, and that's why pre-trip is a thing for trucking, because even the government tell you you gotta check your truck, you gotta make sure it's road ready. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So if everybody around you is putting everything in, checking and making sure everything, that when you call the broker, he knows he wants to pay $1.50, but why you don't know you want $1.90? You see what I'm saying? So you got to know these things.
Mhm.
For pilot from Indiana to Jersey and a box truck is easy $1,200, but y'all get mad because they don't give you $1,500 or $1,700 when you could go get that $1,200 and get a next $800, and that's $2,000 coming to Jersey. But somebody on the internet tell you got to leave Indiana with $4,000. That's the problem. And then me comes in and take it, and then you say I take cheap freight. Oh man, don't let me get you started on the cheap.
I don't even talk about it no more.
Don't let me get you started on the cheap freight, Mark. Oh man, what is cheap freight, Mark? It said cheap
Bro,
freight.
I was talking last
Is
night.
that a
Like
thing?
people would tell people what they should and shouldn't take, and I'm just like, bro, everybody's cost is different.
What is cheap freight?
You gonna sit there and sit on your hands, but Kirk is gonna take the shit. Then you're gonna say he's taking cheap freight. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's cost is different. Kirk, you partial. So
I'm partial, yeah.
here's the crazy thing about that.
So let me ask you,
Everybody wants
if
to
your
learn how to
cost per mile
partial.
is 102, if
Hold on,
your cost
hold
per
on, Kirk.
mile
Let
is
me
102,
talk about
yeah.
this. Everybody wants to learn how to partial, and these are the same people that are complaining about cheap freight. I don't understand it. You're complaining about a person taking cheap freight, and then the next sentence saying, man, I need to learn how to partial.
So
You
let's
see what
break
I'm
down
doing?
cheap freight.
I'm just
Wait, is there such a thing as cheap freight?
no.
So
The
where
fuck?
to get that from?
I don't know. They you know what? Everybody that says it, when I ask them what their
Uh-huh.
cost per mile is, they don't know it.
Okay, so let's talk about this, because that's something that's been around, and I don't think people really fully understand it. Uh my cost per mile is $1.79, right? You know this because I got my
Mhm.
semi, but your box truck is only at 102. The broker is paying 150. So is it cheap freight for both of us, or is it cheap for me because I got 179?
Your cost per mile is 179.
Right. So is it cheap for me? Because if
Well,
you
you
take
take
it,
it at
you make a
$1.50.
profit.
I know what you're doing with it. You're gonna
Yeah,
partial.
but what I'm saying, but if you take it, if he posts it for $1.50, Mark, and your cost per mile is 102,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Who does it cheap for? Is it cheap for me?
It,
Because
it
if
would
you
be if
take
you
it,
took it
you
as a
make a
if you
profit.
took it as a full truckload, it would be a loss for you. It would be profitable for the box truck at $1.02.
But what I'm saying, it would be profit for a driver either way. So
It
where,
depends on how
like,
you operate, though, Kirk. Because if you
No, but what I'm saying, if your operation cost is 102,
mm-hmm,
and let's say he posts the same 4 pilots
mm-hmm.
from Indiana coming to Jersey. He's only paying 102.
No,
You're
you said
sitting down,
you said the box truck guys cost per mile is 102. You said the load
right? The
time is
102,
10 miles.
yeah, the 102. But the
Right.
load, when you break the loads down, it's paying $1.50
Mm-hmm.
per mile. But your cost per mile is 102. So if your cost per mile, you make a profit, but mine is 179.
Mm-hmm.
And if I take it, I'm gonna have to take something else.
Mm-hmm.
Who does it? Where, like, I don't understand why people say it's cheap. It's not cheap. It's never been such a thing as cheap freight. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you take it, you make a profit.
Depends on who takes it and how they operate, Kirk.
Depends on who takes it. That's
So
that's what people need to talk about. Depends on
well,
who take it.
well, that's the thing, Kurt. But you gotta understand the majority of the people who operate a box truck don't know what it costs them to operate.
Right. Well, you got to know.
They don't know. So, you know,
You got to know.
the best thing to do is just complain about other people, Kurt.
Right. But
that's what they do. So instead of figuring they shit out, they just gonna say, yo, Kirk is over there taking cheap freight and the brokers are crooks.
But Mark, if you take it, okay, so all right, let's do, because nobody can tell. I know
I get
I've
what
been
you're
on
saying,
DOT.
but you gotta understand. You gotta get into the mind frame of a person
I understand.
who ain't operating business. They don't understand the competitive landscape.
But
You gotta think from that mentality. I'm in their mind right now.
I understand that. But if I get a $1,200 on a load, and today's Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
The broker say you can deliver first come, first serve Wednesday. My cost per mile is 102. The cost per mile on that freight is $1.50, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would I argue with the broker even if my cost per mile is $1.79, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I can just go grab a next load to get over my 179, and I be in the red, I be in the green instead of in the red. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Versus even if I take the load at if the box truck driver is 102 and the load is paying 150, you still can sit on that load.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana to Jersey is 9.5 hours without, with moderate traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So if I get 12 and I can get, and that's 4 pallet, and let's say I'm getting 6 more pallet, Mark, that's paying me less than $1, but it's not coming all the way to Jersey. It's going to Pittsburgh,
Kirk,
Pennsylvania.
I get what you're saying.
I'm still winning.
I get what you're saying, but here's what you got to understand, because you got somebody in the chat right here. And see, this is what he's not understanding. This is what he's not understanding. So he's talking about what sets the precedent. What he has to understand is clear he's a newer entrant in comparison, to the experience that we have. What he has to understand is that industries evolve. And this industry has evolved into what it has, right? So if you don't evolve with it, you either gonna, 1, get left behind, 2, get left behind while you complain. So the unfortunate thing, I guess, I really wouldn't say it's unfortunate, because businesses evolve.
Yeah.
You gotta evolve with the business. You gotta evolve with the industry. This is where the industry is at right now. So if you want to be successful, then you gotta make do. When you talk about precedent, you talk about camaraderie, that shit is over with, bro. Unfortunately, this is where we at. The worse things get, the higher things get, the higher the operation cost gets, and the rates don't scale at the same rate of inflation. People are going to become more and more desperate, and they're going to find ways to make things work, make things shape, make things stretch.
Yeah. Ken says that if that load run partial,
it's what it is. You said what?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm reading the comment. Ken says if the load can run partial, well, part of you taking that load negotiate with a broker, you're gonna ask those questions. Is it can I run it partial? Because most of the time when the rate is when they're paying a certain rate and it's not a rush delivery, you have a lot of, you got a lot more negotiation skills with the, you can negotiate more with the broker. But most of the time those loads are not going to be sealed up in the truck. And if you do have to put the seal on the truck, most of the time when you pick the loads up, if depending on the time, you just got to negotiate. If it's a dedicated run, load that you got to run dedicated, you got to negotiate for that dedicated rate. You get what I'm saying? There's a difference, because if you partial out in the truck, the partial load, if they say they want it partial dedicated, then the rate is going to be, you have to get a rate that you might have to just get your cost per mile rate. Well, no, Kirk, we can't do that. See, that's a problem. Well, what you gonna do? You gonna sit there and do what? Especially if you're moving into a better market like Jersey. Of course, I'm gonna take it from Indiana, even if I'm just gonna move the truck from one area to the next area just to get better rates. You see what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of stuff that people don't understand. And I think that the more you talk to people, like you said, it's just the more people out there. Like this person that you talking about, I can get the sense of he's stuck in his ways, he's new, he's been influenced by a lot of people, he doesn't understand, and a lot of emotion wrapped up into uh, uh, the way he might do business. You get what I'm saying? Because if if I bring one of my broker here and they see your comment section, they'll eat you up all day. They don't they don't play around. You know what I mean? So I just think that it's just to each his own. And I just think that people just need to take the time to understand business, you know what I mean, and understand what's going on out here. You know what I mean? No, the broker let you partial. The problem with a lot of box truck people out here, just truckers in general, and I talk about this all the time. Brokers take advantage of a lot of you guys because they know you're not, they know you don't know what's going on. They know. So they're gonna take advantage of uh you know the guys who don't know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? He said his broker doesn't respect his business. If your broker doesn't respect your business, then you should be working with him.
The broker does respect his business. Said my broker respects my business.
Oh, my business. Sorry. Yeah. So if you there's some good brokers out here. I think that all of us just gotta find, like I said, the people that you do business with. Just know that they're not out here to be your friend and to like sit down and help
Man,
you.
everybody looking to take advantage.
You know,
Every situation, everybody's trying to get the biggest bang for their buck. That's what people need to realize.
yeah, they're gonna
And
take advantage of you.
Right. And if you don't understand
I
that,
get
then
good rates, and I wouldn't say I get take, because you know me, I don't. But broker make money from me, but I don't get into how much the load pay. Why, like, oh, how much it pay? Well, Kirk is paying 2,500. Well, I need 24. No, Kirk, we only gonna give you $1,800. Well, no, that's unfair. I don't care if I run it for if I negotiate and I get 2,200 and they get 29. why why am I gonna get upset? Like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? But and that's the thing. Like, I think people just they push their mind into areas and go too far, you know, into areas that just don't make no sense.
It's just business, bro. Everybody got to understand that everybody's trying to get the biggest bang for the buck. You trying to get
Hmm.
the biggest bang. I want to get the biggest bang. The third party want to
Hmm.
get the biggest bang. The broker want to get the biggest bang. Everybody wants to get the biggest bang. So you got
Yeah,
to go into
you can't
business.
go around.
You got to go into business understanding that, and you got to understand the art of negotiation. And you can't worry
Yeah,
about what other people are making. A lady called in the other day, like, man,
I don't care about Mark and his sick dog and his car tire need to change because his tread
But
is going low. I don't
that's the
care.
emotion. People use that to try to weigh in on people's emotions because they don't know how to
Yeah.
negotiate. You don't know how to negotiate
Uh-huh.
because you don't know what it's costing you to operate. And that's why
Right,
you
right.
fail it. That's why you can't get ahead. That's why life is not lifing for you. You can't get
Uh-huh.
ahead in life
Right.
because you don't know you don't know what your cost is. You don't know what your bottom line is. And that's
Hmm.
why that's why they fail,
That's
Kirk.
why they eat you up out here.
Hey, Kirk,
Yeah.
listen. I'm tired of talking about it, to be honest with you. I want to talk about
Uh-huh.
something else, bro. Because we've been talking about this shit for 4 years, bro, and it's just not getting no better. This shit is sad, bro. Like I'm tired of
Yeah.
talking about this shit, bro. I really am, bro. And it's not getting any better, bro. These people are getting
Yeah.
stupider and dumber by the year, bro. And it's all due to social
Hmm.
media, bro. That's
Hmm.
it. So I
And
just
somebody put in the comment section early on, say, "Oh, am I benefiting from now from what's going on out here?" I think it was I forgot the guy name,
thought earlier
but
an hour ago.
yeah, but one of the thing I do out here for a lot of you guys probably new to me, probably been watching Mark. A lot of the tools you guys use, I don't use it, and a lot of the way I run my truck, most of y'all won't do it. And the things I run partial, but the extent that I will go to make sure my business and my family and I get a paycheck every week, most of y'all won't do it. So that's where the benefit comes in. I don't complain, I don't whine. I don't use DAT. A lot of the boards that you guys be sitting at, I run my truck in a certain uh I got a formula that's set up for my truck. So a lot of the stuff that y'all be going through, I don't go through it. And I do have a box truck, Mark, you know this because but I'm always benefiting from trucking out here because a lot of the stuff that y'all get, like I don't follow social media. I don't look at social media. There's nothing none of these guys on the internet gonna sit down and tell me that's going it's not gonna move me. You know what I mean? And I have a lot of relationship with brokers. I've built relationship over the years with brokers. So when things get hard and gas is $6, my brokers are gonna let me get $5-6 a mile. They're gonna get fuel surcharge from their customer because I've been rocking with them through the thick and through the tough time and all of that. So that's how I make it. You see what I'm saying? I'm not just some guy that just pop up out here and just trying to like finesse the system. No, I build a reputation out here, and that's how I'm benefiting. And that takes time. I'm not easily uh you can't get me curse somebody else easily, just like that. Me and Mark will curse, but when it comes up to customers and brokers, like I don't do that. You
Yeah.
on the phone all the time. Sometimes we talking. You heard when I pull up in a
No, you gotta know how to switch
facility.
it up, bro. Like that's
Yeah,
the thing.
you call me sometime. You hear when I'm collecting the BOL or when I'm pulling up and talking
Yeah,
to
you
people.
gotta know how
So
to switch it up.
yeah, you got to switch it up, and you got to you got to build a relationship, and not just any relationship. And when I say build relationship, I'm not talking about sitting down with brokers and just talking your business. I'm talking about building relationship where you consistent and you gain the trust of brokers are brokers, where they can rely on you to the point where they know once they book a load with you, like Raul will give me a 6 o'clock pickup.
Mhm,
They close at 5 o'clock. He'll give me a 6 o'clock pickup, and he knows I'm gonna be there. He doesn't have to worry if I'm gonna show up. He knows once the raid consent over, Kirk
mhm,
gonna be there. I can go home later with my wife, take on my wife. I'm good.
mhm,
You see what I'm saying? So
mhm,
that sort of stuff. They can give me a comp check 4 days in advance of a delivery because they know at 1 o'clock at night I'm gonna need it, and I ain't gonna
mhm,
cash it out and use their money. They know
mhm,
those things. So I build relationships. So for the person who say how I'm benefiting, those are some of the ways, among other things, why I benefit from out here. You know what I mean?
mhm. Michael,
But
spent 20 years
yeah.
on and off moving furniture, so I know it's. So if you spend 20 years moving furniture, I'm gonna be honest with you. The last thing I'll be looking
Mark,
at.
ain't nobody gonna put no damn refrigerator on their back. You keep
Hey, too
selling this shit
bad.
up.
Hey, too bad. Listen.
Mark,
Remember
who
when I
you think
first?
will bring
Hey,
the refrigerator on their back?
that's on them.
Up no damn 2, 3 flight of steps.
It's a different type of individual you got to be, but it's a different type of bread too. So
Oh man.
listen, Kirk. Anything I do, I got to get the biggest bang. I
Right.
have to, Kirk. I got to get it. I got to get the biggest bang. So if it's more money over here with this same tool, then I got to go do that, Kirk. But you know, I know everybody ain't built the same, Kirk. Everybody ain't a dog. It's a lot of puppies out here.
But we were doing US pack. I used to do US pack when I go to Home Depot, and I would have to take I had a pallet job, but we deliver the different stuff,
Mhm.
pallet of mulch, um just anything that they use in the summer,
Mhm.
whatever, you know what I'm talking about, lumber, grill, all the
Mhm.
shit, lawnmower, all that stuff. So I used to have a account with US Pack where we would just go to Home Depot. We would just,
Mhm.
and sometime you'll go and there's like the hill, like the truck would be like on a steep hill, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And you either park headway where you gotta pull it out, or you gotta risk it coming down on you. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But the point that I'm trying to make is whether it's a refrigerator or it's a one-man, job where there's gonna be some type of challenge. I remember one time I went to the guy, I had to, when I see where the house is was on a
Mhm.
down sleep, right? I had to
Mhm.
drive back out to the main road, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Open the lift gate, put the pallet on the lift gate, lower it a little bit, like
Mhm.
off the way.
Yeah.
So when I go back down the hill, it's already because I can't pull that shit out by myself. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Because you know what I mean? Like you got to be
Yeah.
creative. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it's same thing like you when we talk about the fridge. Like when you remember when you were talking about the fridge and you said,
Mhm.
remember that video you showed where the guy put the fridge in and said, that's it. I don't know why they took this fridge. And you're
Oh, you
like,
talking about
no, you
CJ?
need to take you need to take the door off and flip it around. And you remember that video?
Yeah, I remember.
And he swear to God he do a job. Like you gotta be creative. So
Everybody not built for it, Kirk. They ain't built
everybody's
for it. You gotta be one of them guys. There's a lot of guys that think they them guys, but they not them guys, Kirk. They not one of them.
you say you shoulder, you say you still have
I still had to do it. When my shit went out, I still had to
the,
thug it
the
out, Kirk.
shoulder went out, right? Yeah.
It's what it is, Kirk. Hey,
Yeah.
Kirk, the money different, Kirk. It's a different type of money.
Oh man.
It's a different type
Yeah.
of money.
It's
You know,
crazy.
it is what
It's
it is.
crazy.
I s-
Yeah, but it got to wrap the furniture. But it's listen. The trucking business is intense labor, man. No matter where you look at it, you got to come out here. It's gonna be some work. If you want decent money, you got to put that work in.
Kirk,
You know
no
what I
touch
mean?
freight, Kirk. They said no touch freight.
But hey,
They told them get a box truck.
so let me ask you a question. So if I
Generational
show up with,
wealth.
so if I show up with a box truck, if I show up with my box truck and I got 12 pallets on the truck, and the I show up and there's a old lady,
Mhm.
right? And she said, and she ain't gonna take it off,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Or their policy is
Mhm.
they don't even drive forklift and box truck at all.
Mhm.
What are you gonna do?
Take it off.
But you don't touch freight.
Well,
So what are you gonna do? You gotta get
know what they
creative,
gonna
right?
do. But if it was me, if it was an older lady, just the way I was raised, I'm not even looking at, I'm not looking at none of that. I'm just gonna get the shit off so I can keep it moving, bro. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
ask some old lady.
but you making money because part of that you call the broker and
Hey
you
Kurt,
said, look,
hey
I
Kurt,
show up, it's 12.
we ain't tripping on that. We ain't tripping
No,
on
but
that.
I'm just saying, me and you, yeah, but I'm just saying, you call the broker and say, man, look, I got 12 pilot, man. Yo, you want to squeeze me extra 200? I'll take them off real quick. They say they don't drive. You know, you
Mhm.
renegotiate,
Mhm.
and that's quick money. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'm not gonna
But
sit there and
you
argue
said
with the
in the
lady, and
mhm.
you
Go
know
ahead.
what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
I wouldn't be arguing in the first place.
I
I
don't
wouldn't
know,
argue in the
man.
first place.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think this is it's just a lot of different things that go through people's mind, and it's crazy. But what are you gonna do? I mean, we're dealing with a different breed of people that come out here, and
Mm.
they stuck in their ways. Oh man, I thought our mom was bad with their ways. Didn't we talk about this all the time? Say we can't talk to my mom and change the way how they think.
Mhm.
These guys are worse.
Here's the thing, Kirk. I think deep down, no, I don't. Let me stop lying. They listen, bro. Kirk, it goes back to what I said earlier, bro. I don't have no faith in them, bro. It's fucked up out here in these streets, bro. It is, and
Yeah,
it's
it
fucked up
is.
out here in these streets, Kirk. It is, bro.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you, it's just more shit we could talk about. The drugs. These guys can't get off the weed.
I
You know what
told
I'm
you that.
saying? You know the weed.
Yeah,
You
I
dig what I'm
told you
saying?
that.
So
Didn't I
no,
told
no,
you they smoke in the truck? I told
yeah,
you
they
they
smoke in
smoke
the
weed in
truck.
the
I
truck.
could tell
Remember
you
I told you?
stories. That's what I'm saying. A lot of shit
I know.
don't play off online. I talked to a lot of people offline in the Discord, shit like that. But like it
They
was a guy called in
smoke
early this
weed
week.
and
He said he want to do the cargo van
drink.
because he smoked weed. I said, bro, you got to get off the za. You dig what I'm saying? They
Mhm.
can't put the za down, bro. So it's
Yeah,
just a lot. So what I understand with the youth, especially the young guys that's coming in, Kirk, it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap, bro.
yeah,
Don't even waste your time. Talk to the ones that want to be talked to. You dig what I'm saying? But like trying to
yeah.
save and steer people in a different direction, they gone, they lost. Just let them be
Yeah, they
lost,
have
Kirk.
bad
You can't.
habits and they bring it into their to
Yeah,
starting a
yeah. You
business,
can't
and
talk to these
you
cats.
cannot.
You
Yeah,
can't
you
talk to them.
can't.
They listen, Kirk. They fucked up, bro. They fucked up. And I know you ain't really in tune. And I ain't trying to diss. This ain't a diss. I just know
No, no, no,
you ain't
no, no,
you
no.
off
I
on the
just
other
mind my
side of
own
the thing.
business.
Right, you on your other thing. I'm still
I
kind of
just
tapped
mind my
in a
own
little
business.
bit. You dig what I'm saying? And these
I just mind my own business, man.
they ain't finna sit down and do a cost
But
breakdown. They
see,
not finna sit there
Mark,
no shit
I
out, bro.
told you. See, I told you they smoke in the truck. Remember when I told you they smoke in the truck and they drink in the truck? I told you. Boxer drivers, they come out here and they smoke and drink in the truck and they smoke their weed, and it's not because you don't have a class A license, you don't get random drug tests. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
Kirk,
And weed have
you
different
have to
effect
hit
on
this
some
out.
people.
They
Some
gotta
people
hit this
hit
out.
weed and they don't heed, so they get tired, they get lazy, and then they miss an appointment, and then you know the appointment, the place they going, when you miss the appointment is a $500 fee, because like MDV, you miss an MDV appointment, there's a $500 fee, and the broker say, hey, look, we gonna have to get an appointment. It's gonna be $500. The load is 1,700, but here's a kicker, Mark.
Mhm.
It's 6 pallet. It weighs 7,000 pounds, and the next appointment date, available date is in 2 days, because somebody decided to smoke weed. So I don't get it, bro. I think I'm too focused, and I don't know, man. I don't know, man. You tell me, bro.
I
I
said
don't
just let
know.
them stay where they at. Sometimes you gotta just, I don't know, somebody told me, it might have been you. Sometimes you just gotta realize shit and just let certain people stay where they at, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not gonna, no matter how much you talk, you just gotta come to the realization it's not gonna get better. It's only gonna get worse, bro. You dig what I'm saying? It's only gonna get worse.
hmm
It sounds, because when you say it, it sounds like you're not a hopeful, But bro, like I'm 46, bro. I seen, man, we went from self-destruction. We're headed for self-destruction. We went from fight the power. You got to fight the power.
You say they want generational wealth, but
we went from that. This was where we was at with it. We was Kirk, we was right here with it. This is where we was at. This is where the mind frame was at. We was here with it some decades ago. Not that long ago. This is where we was at. As long as you keep your head to the sky. These were songs that was top 40 on the radio.
Right.
This was the music that was in the top 40 on the radio. Positive black music, bro.
Right.
Now we
so
got.
You say you give up, Mark.
Just ignorant shit. Real ass bitch give a fuck about a nigga. Big Birkin bag hold 5-6 figures. Stripes on this ass so he call my pussy Tigger. Fucking on a scamming ass rich ass nigga. The nigga want to fuck Carisha, bro. He got to go start the box truck business. He want that poo-poo. He got to get to that money because he know as long as he got a little bag, he can get lit on social media. You can't go into the DM if your shit ain't lit, Kirk.
Oh man,
you dig what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get you to understand because I know you really ain't. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm trying to put
Mark, they gonna get you, man. I keep telling you,
they gonna get me because it's the truth. They know it's the truth. Listen. We went from 85 people to 57 once I said the ZA. When I said, yo, they can't get off the ZA.
Yeah. I see that.
Shit. You know why? Because they high right now. It's blowing they high right now.
Somebody said rap one more time, Mark. Oh man, it's crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
So,
I don't know what to tell you, Mark.
It is, Kirk. It's what it is. We not in a society where we promoting education. We promoting just uplifting. This is what people gonna follow what they influenced by, and nothing in popular culture is influencing education. And I just feel like you can't be successful in business if you, and I'm not speaking on higher education, just education in general. If you're not going to go out and educate yourself in what you're willing to invest into, then you're not going to have any success. And that's just what it is. We were once a people who promoted higher education, just uplifting, positivity and shit like that. We not there no more, Kirk. So I've talked to people who come into the business. It was a guy the other day.
You call it Zab. As soon as you say the Zab,
they got about that jump. Look, it's steady going down because they don't want to hear that shit, Kirk. This is proof. They don't want to hear the shit, bro. When you tell them what they are, the people who are that, they get up out of there, man. Fuck you, dude. I don't want to hear that goof ass shit you talking. That's what it's the truth.
Man.
As soon as y'all got to talking that positive shit, Kirk, they got up out that jail.
Right.
They got about that jam. Now I listen to the ignorant shit too, Kirk. I ain't gonna sit up here and hold you.
Yeah.
You know what? I was in the spot last week when Sexy Red came on. Shake that ass, bitch. Shake that ass, bitch. All the chicks bent over and touched their toes. I'm looking for the hoe. Shake that ass, bitch. The chicks touching the toes. Shit, man. God damn it. But Kirk, I know how to turn. No, now on business mode time, we on another, we cold switch like a motherfucker on your ass. Talking business now. It's a time and a place.
Man. They're gonna get you, bro.
They ain't gonna get me because they know it's the truth. Look, the numbers steady going down, Kirk. Look at it. Because it's the truth.
Leave them people alone, man. They're gonna get you. Oh
Kirk, am
man.
I lying though?
No, you ain't
All
lying.
right then.
You ain't
So you can't call me a liar. As long as you can't call me a liar, I'm straight.
lying. Oh man.
So it's what it
Mm-mm-mm.
is.
I
You
know you
just
mean them well, man,
so
and we always do our best, and we always push out and always make sure, and a lot of people don't know over the years, man. We have is so many stuff that we have done, bro. It's not even funny, you know what I mean? And people don't understand the loyalty and the commitment that you have committed to put in to make sure that people know what they're doing to get out
mm,
here, man. It's sad because I know on the back end, and we talk about this, a lot of the cost that it costs you to be on YouTube, people don't even understand that you take a L for that. You know what I mean? The internet, the equipment,
oh
the
man, we
time.
wrote all that off, Kurt. Don't worry about it.
No, I know, but it's still an upfront
Oh yeah,
expense
yeah. It's a
for
upfront.
you
It's
to
a
get it to
upfront.
them
Yeah.
before you even see. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I just people just need to be a little bit more appreciative of the things that you do and just
I hear you, but I'm gonna be honest with you.
not take things for granted. You know
I'm
what I
a
mean?
realist. I don't know. Most people aren't going to appreciate it, Kurt, and I understand that. That's why I don't
Yeah.
limit it to me. I don't. That's why I don't let it stop me. You dig what I'm saying? Most people are gonna always
Mm-hmm,
take,
mm-hmm.
and not give back or not be appreciative. That's just where we are. And I understand that.
Hmm.
It don't really bother me, bro. Man,
Yeah.
listen, my God has been blessing me, bro. So
Hmm.
I'm not
Hmm.
really tripping. Like, you know,
Yeah.
the small amount of people
Uh,
who do, it's
yeah.
I appreciate,
Yeah. 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 It's
you
good,
know.
man. I mean, at the end of the day, if one or two of us can step in and save somebody business from going down or just help somebody from make,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure a lot of guys gonna watch a replay and they're gonna see. And if we save one or two people from making, stupid decision and coming in and maybe want to look at your plan before you come out and rush things. If we save 2 3 people
Mhm.
over a 6 month period, at least we do make an impact. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
But
for
people
sure,
just
for
need
sure.
to just take the time, man. Like, it's not that complicated. It's not hard. It's not,
Kurt,
you know,
Kurt,
it,
it is hard, Kurt.
no
It
hard in
is.
terms of when I say hard, I'm not talking about the work. I'm talking about getting the business. And like I heard you said, somebody have the paperwork. It's the paperwork right here.
That's
But
hard for
instead of
people
you do,
nowadays, Kurt.
no, but that's what I'm saying. You got to do this every night.
I,
So when you said they put it off, that's what I'm saying. You got to take the time. It's not hard. You got to make that
but
time an
Kurt,
extra hour to do it.
see, that emphasis that you putting on still, that's how I was up until recently because I recently realized that times have changed, Kurt. Times have
Yeah, but you got
changed.
you got to make time for
I,
this. This
I
is the
get what you
paycheck,
saying,
man.
but
This
they
is the
ain't gonna
paycheck.
do it because
So
Kurt, that's too hard. That takes too much time. Fuck, I gotta do that for it, Kurt.
no, but you have to because this is the business. This is
Kurt,
the livelihood of the business. So you have to.
fuck
That's
all
what I'm
that
saying.
shit, Kurt. Fuck all that shit.
Well, I
This
don't
is
know then,
no,
man.
this ain't Mark talking to you. This is them.
No,
This the
I
mindset
know,
of
but
them.
I'm just
Man, fuck
saying.
all that shit, nigga. I'm tired. I'm finna lay down.
Then,
I'm finna lay down, bro. I got a load
bro,
in
bro,
7 hours.
let me
You
show
dig
you
what I'm
how
saying?
crazy it is. And people who are here can bear testament to what I'm about to say. You remember when I used to run loads with you on the live stream, come home,
Mhm.
turn this studio on, and come and sit another 3 4 hours with my wife and kids sleeping
Mhm.
an extra. I used to get off 1 2 o'clock at night just to talk to people. After a full day of work, still come. Or remember them nights when we used to do the shows like 6 o'clock?
Mhm.
and we used to talk, and I work a whole day and still come and do the show up until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm.
So if I can do that, then why you can't make time for this? It's crazy. That's why I'm benefiting. When the person say, "How am I benefiting?" Those are some of the things.
The same person trying to troll me now. He said, "You know the shit." I know the hook. You know why? Because the funky bitch. I'll wait for you bitch to back it up on me when I run into her and spit out. You did what I'm saying? When the song come on, I just stand there, I lean back, and then she bounced that shit on me. You did what I'm saying? So I know that part of the song, pimp. I definitely do, big. I'll be waiting on you bitch to throw it back on me.
Oh man. I don't know, man.
Hey, he tried to troll me right now. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the nigga who gonna troll you back, though, pimp. I'm gonna get you back.
But they messing with you with the girls. You don't know you talk to a certain type of girl.
About how you benefiting. He's the same thing because the song, the City Girl song. And that matter of fact, that ain't even
talk to those type of girls.
That ain't even City Girl. That's actually Sexy Red, bro. It's actually sexy.
Well, you don't even listen to those type of.
I know the hook because you can't not know the motherfucker.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? But that ain't even City
You
Girl.
always know the hook. You always have the slang and the hook.
I know the song because nigga, I hear this shit. Nigga, I see the
you all hear.
Motherfucker, they get to popping that shit when that shit come on. What are you talking about? Of course I know this shit. I hope it wasn't your chick that was throwing it back on the real way. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about? Hey.
Don't take him serious, bro. That's all it is. Mark, you know these guys can't take jokes like you. You know they're gonna get you there.
They need to go fuck with somebody that ain't gonna come back like, cause I'm telling you, Kirk, I've been doing this for some decades.
He's the worst guy to troll, bro.
I've been talking shit for some decades. You did what I'm saying. A lot of these middle American, they do joke trolls don't even be funny. Cause they ain't really been in a market where that shit get ugly, bro. Like, you dig what I'm saying? So, like, bro, I am Dr. What Troll. Bro. You ain't learned you ain't been paying attention? You ain't been paying attention?
Oh man.
I'm gonna get you think you want I'm gonna get you 10 times worse than you could ever get me.
Oh man.
Talking about I know the song. You goddamn right I know the hook. What are you talking about? How the fuck you not gonna know the hook when your bitch is bouncing it on a motherfucker? You did what I'm saying? What is wrong with this nigga, Kirk?
Hey, leave him alone, man. He'll get you.
Shit.
Oh man. Take it from me. You ain't gonna win.
I'm chanting this shit while she throwing it back. Bounce that ass, bitch. Bounce that ass, bitch. I'm rapping along to the shit while she doing it. Go fast.
Listen, we go into a club and there was like 4 girls run up to Mark. Justin, believe you me when he says what he says.
Kirk done been out, took Kirk out when he came to the crib.
Oh, I come out with him. I know he moved. Remember what
you talking about?
They're pretty. They're not like you don't talk to ugly things.
How you not
Leave him alone, man.
You
Oh man, it's crazy. Shit. But yeah, man, it is what it is, man. I don't know. What we gonna do, man? I just hope that they get it. You see what I'm saying?
Hey Kirk, if they don't get it, fuck them. Listen. I don't feel bad for nobody that don't do what's in their best interest, Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
For real.
You know, especially as a business person. It's different if you, because that's a choice, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're not willing to give it your all, then that's on you. If you don't know what it's costing you to operate, that's a problem, bro. I can't feel bad for you.
Yeah.
I can't.
You have to.
And I know they don't like it, but let's do something. Let's just go ahead and put the number up. Let's put the number up. We want to talk to the people. We can talk to the people. I don't know if you got.
We can take a few.
Cover.
We can let's put a number. Maybe we can take a few call. I gotta meet one of my buddy downtown. We're gonna have a beer.
Y'all going out
But
for
yeah, you can put it. I can leave. I got a few hours. Yeah, you can put it up. We can take some call. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's just one of them things where we gotta just.
Oh, that's Mike from last night. Hey, Mike, they tried to come for me, and your co-host tried to come for me. Hey, Mike, I showed your co-host a little grace. I showed him a little grace, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I really was finna turn up last night, but I didn't want to do it on your show. I showed your co-host a little grace, but he tried to come for me, and the only reason I showed him grace was because I didn't want to really go there on your podcast like that. But he tried to come for me, and he was bogus, and I could tell you why he was bogus, but I didn't want to do that. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, he tried to come for the big dog last night, Kirk.
Yeah. Oh man.
Tried to come for the big homie.
They don't know they can't take you on, man.
I'm on this podcast, man. The chick tried to go at the homie, right?
Who you?
Yeah, on we was talking about the cost per mile, and she threw something out in the chat about I think I said something like, man, people add they house note, they rent or they mortgage to their cost per mile, and I'm just like, man, you're not supposed to do that.
And you can't do that.
The chick was, I know, and the chick was in the chat. She kind of said you're wrong, and
you're wrong.
Yeah, she said you're wrong, and I can't remember what she said verbatim. I can't watch because on TikTok you can't rewatch the live.
Yeah, they gotta send it to you.
Right, like, but she called up. She called up, so she came at me.
Mm-hmm.
She came at me.
Can't have your house.
She came at me. So she challenged me. So when she came up, you already know what it is. It's up now. It's up. So she couldn't justify. She couldn't substantiate it, right? So then, I'm digging. I'm doing my thing. I'm digging. So I'm like, well, what's the formula to add your house payment into your cost per mile, and how is it costing you? How is your house costing you per mile? She kept dancing. Well, we added in at the beginning of the year when we do our cost, and we
wait.
Added,
she had how you had your house to your cost per mile?
Kirk, that's what I'm trying to get to.
This is my office right here. This is my office space right here. So I'm only using this for the business. That's what I'm getting to. Here.
The more I kept prodding at her, the more she kept dancing, the more ridiculous she sounded. Well, we only just use our couch, really, pretty much. So I'm like, well, how are you writing it off? What's the formula to write off? Like, what's the formula that you're using to come up with whatever the cost that you're adding from your home office, right, to your cost per mile? So now she danced from the couch to, well, we do it at the beginning of the year. I don't know, but it's a fixed number. I said, okay, well, what's the fixed number? She said, well, we do it at the beginning of the year. So now I'm already going. I already know where I'm finna go. So you do it at the beginning of the year. So you only do your cost per mile once a year. But I didn't go there because she said something happened. And then I'm like, well, what's the formula? Right? And she said, you know what? I'm just going to get out of here. Thanks a lot. She got up out that jam. Because she really, no, she said, no, I take that back. She said, it only totals out to a penny. I'm like, a penny? So what's the formula that you use?
You use to get a penny.
Freaking penny. And that's what she said, because I kept prodding at her.
Right.
And she was like, I think I'm going to get up out of here. She had to get up out that jam. So then the co-host was like, man, I think you're really, not verbatim, but he said, I think you're really making a deal out of this. And I'm like, well, right. And I'm like, I don't know if he did it. I guess he was trying to come save her, like I was picking on her. But if you challenge somebody in the chat, the way I look at things is like, look, we're up here on the
claim. She stated the claim, and you need clarification on the claim that she stated.
Exactly. I need the justification because what I've learned from creating content is that the people in the audience will just take.
Because if I'm listening, I might take that as what you say.
Right? It'll be one person that's going to automatically start adding that into their cost per mile because some person on a panel is saying it. And no, we can't do that. You need to justify this. You need to substantiate this, right? You can't challenge somebody on something, but then you can't substantiate it. You can't justify your point, right? And then he tried to come at me and like, man, I really feel like you're making a big deal out of this. And out of respect for the proprietor of the panel, I'm just like, I kept it professional. I'm like, well, she challenged me, so she needs to justify this because people are here looking. And then he said something, this is where he fucked up at, and I had him. But I didn't want to go there because this was his co-host. He said, well, man, yeah, you can write up, you can write up to 500-600 square feet. And I said, no, you can't. You're wrong. I think you can only write up to 300 square feet. No, you can write up to 500-600 square feet. I said, no, I believe it's 300 square feet. Right? And he was wrong on that. And I know he was wrong on that, but I left it alone because then that would have turned into a debate. And out of respect for the proprietor, I just didn't want to
go back and forth.
But he kind of jumped in when she came for me. And now that you in this debate, you in it. You challenge. You made the challenge. So you have to be able to substantiate. You can't just be saying you do this and then you can't articulate the shit. This is how people get misled. So
you state a claim, so you got to give clarification of the claim that you state. Because if I'm watching and I'm like, okay, cool, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? And as content creator,
good evening, how y'all doing?
Out of standard, you know what I mean? Good evening.
So my question is, when coming up with the cost per mile, who are you
talking to?
Well, my name's Michael Billingsley.
All right.
What's his name?
Michael.
So the question that I have is, when coming up with your cost per mile, how do you actually go about doing that?
Total cost over miles driven.
Total cost of miles driven. Total cost.
Yeah. So if you're doing it monthly or weekly, you got to calculate the total miles. I don't know. Everybody does it on a different time frame. So if you're doing it weekly, the total cost of the miles driven over the previous week divided by the cost divided by the total miles driven during that time period that you're calculating.
Over the previous week.
Whatever the time frame that you're doing it, the total cost of that time frame divided by the total miles driven during that time frame.
So when doing that, when is it ever that you should be equating your your, say for instance, gas, that's your lodging.
That's your that's a part of your cost per mile. That's your variable.
Part of the cost per
mile. So it will be like whatever it's gonna take you to pay for your gas, your lodging, and things of that magnitude over.
Payment.
You said that's over the amount of
whatever the period you calculate your cost per mile. Be the total cost in that period divided by the total miles driven that period.
So basically what he's saying, if you do 3,000 miles this week in a box truck, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Then you have to, how much does it cost you?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? To get that 3,000.
Yeah, I got a video on the channel. It's like 2 minutes, bro. I would go watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I looked at it. I looked at like 5 or 6 of your videos here recently. Yeah. That's how I kind of obtained some of the information that I have here as of late. Like I know you had one that was like 5 hours and 23 minutes or something like that. I watched that one.
Yeah.
The one on the top markets, because for a minute I was kind of discouraged because like I moved back down here and like even the little jobs, they only paying like at the max 14, 13, if you lucky. And I'm like, you know, coming from Ohio, I made more money than that just going working at a warehouse. So I'm like, okay, now it's time for me to, you know, get it together. And I was looking at the video about how much to take to start. So I do know like that $25,000 to $50,000 range like is one of the biggest crap shots ever. So definitely putting together a plan in order for a whole lot of other things for that. So, you know, me and my wife, we've been sitting down, we just trying to put together, but just like I told her, like I didn't feel comfortable because I'm the type of person I have to have data. If I don't have no data, I can't do nothing. Mm-hmm. So to be able to be on this live right now and to get this information from y'all is really great because it takes away a lot of my anxiety. Like she in her sleep now, which I showed her that I was watching it earlier. So I definitely appreciate y'all for even answering my questions. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Are you buying the truck as it, or are you buying it cash, or are you financing it?
Since I also watching some of those videos, I'm probably thinking about going more or less cash. Me and my cousin, we've been having conversations about that. He's been in business for over 30, 40 years. He buys a lot of heavy equipment, so he has a lot of connections into a lot of those type of things. And yeah, so he pretty much was like, you know, the best route is to go cash. So that's probably more or less what I'm going to be more or less thinking into. And then, but I did watch the video from the other night where Mark looked at some site and up there in Chicago area that has a pretty nice, decent numbers on some vans and things of that magnitude. So I don't really know completely how to get to the route, but like I said, I do have a cousin who he has over 30 years experience in dealing and buying heavy equipment and things of that magnitude. So when I have kind of questions, I go to him because, I mean, I ain't going to act like I know what I'm doing and I ain't about to be wasting no money like that. So I try to deal with somebody who got more education about things in these magnitudes than me. And I mean, he been a successful businessman for well over 30 years. You know, he did he started, his only job was Hoover vacuums. So I think he can give me some pretty good wisdom.
Okay. What you getting, a box truck or a cargo van?
Oh no, he done a little bit of everything. Right now what he's doing is he has went back to towing cars.
No, what you're getting?
What are you getting?
No, what you're getting?
Well, that's why I came to y'all to have these conversations. So now I was more or less leaning towards box truck, which that's where my original thought was. But then I was kind of like, well, maybe I should kind of go into dealing with partials. So that's what I'm saying. For me to have this conversation with y'all today has really kind of got me to a point now where I can come up with a real significant plan in order to do what I need to do.
You're the gentleman
because
from Alabama,
at first
right?
it was just kind of a thought here, a thought there. Because like I said, I just came from Ohio. So when I was in Ohio, my whole thing was box truck because I've been driving box trucks for years. I know there's heavy traffic. I knew, you know, Chicago was a good hub. I knew, you know, New York was a good hub. But like I said, coming down here, being in the South and trying to base everything from a Southern stance, I've only been down here for like 9 months now. So I didn't know how this market moved, but I've come to realize that everything that used to be down here isn't now.
Right.
And I didn't have anybody that I can go to down here to have these type of conversations with.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've looked at a lot of other videos, like how some of these other quote unquote box truck gurus be popping this and popping that. That, you know what I mean? That shit cool, but I live in the real world. I do numbers. So I know the difference between what's real and what's faking. You know what I mean? It just, I ain't with that. You can't blow no smoke up my tail.
Yeah.
So to be able to sit, like I said, to have this conversation and to get concrete information from somebody that apparently knows what they're doing. Because like I said, I watched a lot of videos and I pay attention. And I ain't no type of person that you can just tell no anything to. I mean, just like y'all was saying earlier about the conversation about the women, about the drugs, about the alcohol, all that. I mean, that's real. I mean, especially comes from,
Mhm.
if we just gonna be honest, being black, because there's so many black men that nowadays they just really they titty babies. They don't want to do nothing. They don't want to touch nothing. So that's why I was saying earlier about me being in the industry of moving for over 20 years is the fact that I got stabbed like 5, 6 years ago. So I don't have the full capacity of my hands like I used to. Now I'm 155 pounds and shit. I used to get it in. Jacuzzis, all that. Like I'm washing machines. I'm picking that straight up. We ain't talking no dollies. Like we wasn't allowed to really use dollies unless we had something like a jacuzzi. So I'm prone to getting it in like that. So, but me being down here, when I go around and I, talk to young guys or talk to guys in period, I just don't see nobody that I can say, okay, I got a team of 4 guys that where I know we got this trip going to XYZ, they're gonna be there. So to me, to put myself in that mix is kind of like, nah, I just don't see it. So that's why I'm just putting myself in a situation where it's something that I can rely on myself with because I know the dog that I got in me.
Yeah. So if you just want to do something for yourself, just focus on you with the box truck. Yeah. Just make sure you got the money saved
Yeah.
up, enough money to, working capital, enough money to cover, whatever expenses you need to cover in the home while you, going through the initial, the startup, the learning curve. And you just educate yourself as much as possible on what you're getting into. Make sure you feel comfortable and confident enough from a knowledge base, entry level knowledge base, right?
Entry level. Yep.
You're gonna acquire, your acumen is gonna get higher as you learn hands on, but you gotta have that entry level understanding initially coming in, which is what most of these guys nowadays just don't have. So as long as you
And while you're researching, just look at the just look at some videos because I know you say you watch a lot of videos. There's a lot of dispatcher videos online. Really good videos about negotiating for load. So you can watch some of those videos and kind of get a feel out to talk to the brokers. Um, so that way when you come out here, certain things don't just been thrown at you. You get what I'm saying? um
Right.
and just look at videos where a lot of those videos you'll see guys will talk about the way the truck, like, see how you asked a question and I said from Atlanta come to the East Coast. Those videos
Yes,
also
sir.
will give you an idea how to run the truck and how much to expect. I'm not saying you, but it will give you an idea. You get what I'm saying? So that way when you
Yes,
get
sir.
ready to come out here, you're not just okay, I gotta watch videos for this, just get a feel of everything. You see what I'm saying? And also,
Right.
watch some videos about DOT because you
Mm-hmm.
have to follow the compliance also, and see videos about truck drivers who get pulled over for various different violations, and kind of just, see what goes on, So when you come out here, everything is not thrown at you. All right.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Negotiation
Yeah.
video DLT. So you said okay, negotiation DLT videos.
No, videos. Just watch some videos of
Yeah,
DOTs.
I'm making as you telling me which videos to watch. I'm putting the names up under
Yeah,
them so that I
yeah,
know
yeah,
to
yeah,
go watch these videos. Like I'm not, like I
yeah, yeah,
ain't
yeah.
calling to waste your time. Like I like to
Yeah,
know
and
how
that
to
will
get
give you,
the job done.
all different type of things what to expect out here. So you're not left in the dark. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
All right,
all right.
All right.
but
Appreciate y'all
yeah,
giving me.
man.
I'm about to still continue watching, but appreciate y'all.
All right, I
Good luck.
appreciate you, man, for calling
Yes,
in.
sir.
All right, stay safe, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah, Mark. So yeah, man, it's just sometimes we just gotta, like, you gotta take your time, man, and just get it done right. You know what I mean? So It is what it is. I see a couple of the old followers here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, still.
So but I want to shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to the MGM gang. You still got an MGM gang over here. I see SD Walt. He ain't leaving you.
It's still the MGM gang steady growing, bro. Steady growing.
Yeah. You still ain't let me in on the Discord. You don't want no Jamaican over there. It's all right.
You didn't apply.
Mark, you don't apply for what?
The Discord. You gotta go through
I'm the guy that don't follow no rule. Apply for what? I'm supposed to get a link. It's all right, man.
And you just click the link. That's all. Shit, the link is up there.
Nah, man, they ain't paying for nothing. You charging to come in Discord and all that.
We got some free packages. Some people
free
got
packages.
A grandfather.
Man, listen, I'm supposed to be on top in the VIP section. I'm supposed to be on the Discord board giving instruction and
Discord,
all that.
The Discord is listen, everybody that's in the Discord really, really on a different level. And if they not on that different level yet from a business acumen side, they want to get there. It's different. Ain't no slouching over there, Kirk. Ain't no slouching in the Discord. The Discord, you get it worse in the Discord.
I'm gonna use one of your line that I heard one of your boys that you got beef with say, you got people that safeguard,
Who I got beef with? I don't have no beefs.
No, way back in the days when they say you safeguard the Discord, man. You put people in power to safeguard stuff. Remember they say you were safeguarding.
Listen. The Discord is a secret society. And if you're a part of it, then you're a part of it. Listen, if you ain't a part of it, then you ain't a part of it.
When you gonna let me in, man? Somebody can come over here and
apply, bro. Apply.
Bro, you supposed to send me on my phone and I'm in. What do you mean apply?
You gotta apply.
You follow my name and all of that? No, man.
You gotta apply, big dog.
Apply.
Listen. It's a secret society, bro. You gotta be one of the ones.
You think this is TT?
You said what?
You think this is what you call it, TT?
Ain't no TT babies in my Discord, bro. Ain't no TT babies.
Oh man, it's crazy.
TT babies in my Discord. Yeah. Just real ones.
Man.
Just real ones.
But it's
people
all
that
good,
want to get to the next level or at the next level. That's reaching back, giving information.
For real. Yeah.
Different.
But yeah, man. It was been good, man. It's nice seeing you and talking to you again, man. And I always like to do these shows.
Get to this beer because normally you'll sit here and talk all day. You must really want to get to that.
Oh, one of my boys is he's a box truck driver too. He got four reefer. He used to do dry van, but he moved in New York and he does a lot of the candy at night for the corporate companies.
Okay.
He got these accounts where he takes these they refill the corporation, the corporate, the companies, they got their snack and shit. Like, see how Google will let you come in and have your candy bar, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
He has that account. Goes in and they put the soda and all of that stuff in.
What time you got to meet him?
I was planning to leave here 6 o'clock. We'll meet up down there by. So yeah, I got to drive like an hour.
Yeah, you got to get going.
Just chat and kick it, and he have like 4 reefer truck, and he's doing good. So good. He get a gas reimbursement too but he only does New York and New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
But his route is at night because the candy they get picked up at 10 o'clock,
mm-hmm.
and then they stock from 10 to 5, and then people come to work like 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. So.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna chill out and maybe grab some curry goat. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's Jamaican. Okay.
Yeah, man. I just hang out with the rude boys, man.
Yeah.
We try to turn you into Jamaican, but you don't want to turn Jamaican. You want to keep watching that little brown skin girl they got over there in Chicago, man.
I'm not Jamaican. I can't turn into something that I'm not. I'm black.
You want to stay in Chicago? Watch that pretty little,
Man, I might be leaving Chicago, bro. I might have to get up out of here.
What's she,
If
Spanish?
I can convince my OG, I might get up out of here, bro.
Was she Spanish, Mark? Or was she
Who's
Spanish?
Spanish?
The chick. What the your girl in Chicago?
Oh man, I'm single now, big dog. Single. Back out in these streets.
Man.
Back out in these streets, Kirk.
Here we go, man.
I'm back out in these streets, Kirk. Been back out in these streets for a couple
She
months now.
leave you, man?
Nah, bro, it was mutual.
Oh
was
God,
mutual.
let me get off this live, man.
Hey,
SD Walls, we don't want to start nothing up.
Listen, Kirk, listen. They tiptoeing.
This guy, man.
And I know you wanna live that life, but
Oh, me?
yeah.
No, man. I ain't leaving Kenesha, man.
I know you're not, but you wanna dibble and dabble.
Oh,
you said, why you want Mark?
Mark, you always wanna Mark, you need to find you a girl that, you know what I mean? I've been telling you this, man, but man, I ain't gonna talk about this today, man, because I've been telling you, bro, like this guy, man.
Bro, I ain't tripping on that, bro. Nah, some shit happened earlier this week, bro. I just didn't talk about it. You know, I just talking to Mike, like some shit just hit close to home. A buddy of mine got killed earlier this week. Yeah, he got murdered. It's just, you know. So it's just, you know, low key. I've been dealing with it, but you know, shit. You know, we pushing 50, bro. So
yeah, man.
Technically, we made it. So to still have homies,
right.
You know, and not have closure. And that's the thing. We don't know. We don't know why. You know what I'm saying? But you know, headshots is very personal. So
yeah.
You know, so shit like that just got me just like, man, bro, when does it ever stop? Like, so
right.
That was the tipping point for me to be like, man. So I don't know, bro. It's just been weighing on me like, man, you know, do I want to just say fuck this place, bro? And I'm thinking about it. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, man. Chicago, man. You know what it is.
Yeah, but bro, we older, we made it. We out of that age range where, you know,
yeah.
So
you just live that quiet life, man. Just live this life where it's just quiet, man. Just, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing else left out here to do. Just live that quietness.
We are living a quiet life. That's what I'm saying. When shit like that happen at this point in life, at this age, and you just don't have closure on why, you know, that's the hard part. You know, that's what I'm dealing with, because I don't know why. You know, so, but you know, it is what it is, bro. If I can convince my OG,
yeah,
then shit, I'll get a compound somewhere, fucking Arizona, and the fuck up out of here, bro. Don't move to Houston. Hell no, I'm not Houston, bro. Fuck Houston. Y'all done turned that into the new Atlanta. I'm trying to get away from niggas. On the real, bro. Like, this is the point now. This might be the tipping point for me, man. Let me go live.
But you always like Arizona, man. I don't know why you don't go there.
That's because one of my best friends moved out there.
Yeah, you always like Arizona.
I could, you know, I be out there, you know, quietly. I be out there. You know, for a weekend. And
because you went over there for what, your birthday? You went out there for your birthday. Remember when you went for your birthday?
I went out there 2 weekends ago. I dipped out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Left like Saturday morning, came back Sunday night.
And me and Terrence went out there for like 3 days.
Yeah. I was out there then. Yeah, I be out there a lot.
Yeah, you was out there then. Yeah.
I like it out there.
That's when we left Chicago.
I like it out there in Scottsdale. You know what I'm saying? It's
the
different, man. It's decent out there.
The
environment is serene. It's kind of quiet, which is, huh? It's
No, I
kind of
say
quiet, which
Arizona
I'm
is
not
nice.
used to, you know, but yeah, I don't know, bro.
It's no biggie, man. It's bro, like it's time go fast, bro, and everything. You catch on, everything is like quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, sorry if you hear that about your friend, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, if it's like I said, man. If you always talk about that spot, you always say you like out there. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Look into it.
We'll see. Hey, Mark, what's the best way? What? A good customer, repeat one. Hey, Mark, what's the best way to route to tell your customer prices? Tell your customer prices went a good customer and a repeat one, but I'm talking on an annual basis. I don't understand your question. Hey, Mark, what's the best way route to tell your customer prices went? What do you mean prices went? I don't understand that. I don't get that, bro. Appreciate the people that said sorry for the loss. Appreciate that. But a few people that said,
So what's the best way to tell? So
I'm waiting on
it's
them.
asking, hey, what's the best way to tell your customer prices? Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't understand what that means.
'Cause he
I don't know.
said
You gotta
route. He
rewrite
said
that
route.
question, bro. I can't understand. I can't even sit here and try to figure out what you mean, bro. I don't understand that. What's the
Because even
best
when I
way
skip,
route to tell
even when
your
I skip
customer
route
prices went? I don't understand that.
with a good, oh, it's probably said with a good customer and a repeat one. With a good customer, maybe he's talking about what's the best way to tell a customer a price. It sounds like he's saying a good customer and a repeat customer. And I'm talking on an annual base. So he's talking on an annual base. So the
I don't.
price would be for annual. To me, it seems to me like he's trying to negotiate. It sounds like he's negotiating something, and he's want to know
Yeah,
what's the best way.
he gonna have to probably call
For,
next week, or he gonna have to retype that shit. You know how to
yeah, that's
tell
what.
your customer that you're raising your prices. You don't tell them nothing. You just, like, what do you mean? You just raise your prices. Well, you don't go announce it to like, hey, everybody. You just do it, and then if a repeat customer
You just
calls
do
and
it.
and
Yeah,
they say, hey, well, you charged this much last year. You just
but he
say,
said an annual base. Yeah,
yeah, due to the cost of you know, operation costs going up. You can
operation costs
do
going
the
up. You
fuel,
gotta
you can
wait.
do the
Yeah.
materials, you can just throw that in there. We've had to slightly increase our rates.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Most customers probably ain't gonna say nothing. And the only ones who might mention is the repeat customers who might have used you a year or two ago. But
Mm-hmm.
normally in moving, when the rates increase, they don't increase drastically. It may increase by $5 or $10 an hour. You know what I'm saying? So, just say, operation costs went up slightly. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what he's trying to say. But yeah, any final words? Because I know you got to get out of here.
No, man, it just was it's just good sitting down and talk, man, and just I hope a lot of people learn a lot from what we say today. And take what we say serious, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we gonna see how people, I mean, I know you're frustrated, but I'm always willing to help and see what I can do, and to share my
Not
my two
frustrated.
cents. You know what I
Not
mean?
frustrated. Just more disappointed, bro. I
Yeah, I
can't
know.
be frustrated because somebody else don't want to do something else. I'm disappointed because um I hear people, and this is going to take us into, and that's why I don't want to, because I know it's going to turn into a whole nother conversation. I just look at an overall demographic that I'm a part of, and I hear the conversations about the generational wealth and the betterment of the community and but then I see the actions. The actions are opposite. You see what I'm saying? So it's it's disappointing. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't feel bad. I'm not, discouraged, but I'm not gonna give more like the time that I used to allot.
Right.
I'm not going to allot that much of my time.
Not gonna commit to it no more.
So I'm gonna give people a little bit of time, and the people that want it, they want it. People that don't, bro. I think more people should go out and do what's not in their best interest if that's what they want to do. I want people to do what they want to do. You dig what I'm saying? So you want to go out and start a business and not do what's in your best interest, cool. It's always a spot for you. Listen, Kirk, I had to go to the Apple store this morning. My AirPods was fucking up, bro. I got the warranties. I had to take an Uber. I took an Uber, Kirk.
Yeah.
The guy picked me up, and I took an Uber back. We gonna need people to still for a little time because we got robo-taxis coming, but for the foreseeable future, we still need Uber guys. We still need. I might contribute to Uber Eats tonight or DoorDash if I don't go out. I might go out tonight. I'm back out in these streets, Kurt, and I gotta get out, man. I gotta get with the homies, bro. I think the homies going out. We gotta decompress, man.
That's why I'm telling you, man. I'm going out. I'm gonna run down the block.
We lost a real one this week. But if I don't, I might order some Hooters. Have a Uber Eats or a DoorDash or deliver it to me. You dig what I'm saying? We're gonna always need people to do those things. We're gonna always need guys to do Instacart. We're gonna need a few people at McDonald's. Not many no more, but we're gonna need some guy to clean the dining room and sweep the parking lot at McDonald's.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's always
they better listen if they don't want to be driving for DoorDash.
Hey, bro, listen. While I was waiting on my car to pick me up today at the Apple store, the guy pulled up in the double park. He was like in an old Honda Civic with a donut on one of the wheels. CPD walked up and wrote him a ticket. So he went in the store to pick up an order that probably is going to pay him $5 or $6 and walked
get a
out
ticket.
and the cop handed him the ticket. So now he finna work all day to pay that $100 ticket. I swear to God, bro. I'm literally watching. Because I already seen him when he got out. He on his phone. I know he finna go. I think it's a Chick-fil-A.
Why he doesn't fix the tire? Why is he driving around at a donut?
It's fucked up out here, Kirk. He probably was only getting $5 for the order he was picking up. But now the cop wrote the ticket, and literally when he was walking back, the cop was like, "It's you? Here you go." Man. So now that $100 ticket, he picking up a $5 order. Now he just got a $100 ticket.
So he got $95.
He was parking in a no parking zone in front of a goddamn fire hydrant. Matter of fact, that ticket $200. That's a $200 ticket. So now how many Uber dashes you got to do? Dig what I'm saying? We need people to do that. So if you don't do what's in your best interest, you're going to end up doing that or something similar. Yeah. I don't know, because we know you ain't going to go get a job. You don't want a job because you don't want nobody telling you what to do, which I think most people should get a job. I think most people need delegation. Not everybody has the capacity to think on their own. And that's the truth, Kirk. I'm standing on it. I know people disagree with it, but my number is always posted and we can have a conversation.
It's true. It ain't no lie.
So it's what it is. But that's my final thought. That's my final thought. You said most people need structure. They do.
Yeah.
Most people need structure because they didn't have it growing up. You dig what I'm saying? This generation don't have structure. They don't have it in the household. They don't have it in the street. So they don't if you don't have that structure, I think it's just gonna be hard for you to build a business because you ain't got it. That's the thing. So yeah, you're right, Mike. They don't have the structure. So
they don't have
that's
structure. They don't have the commitment. They don't have the patience. They don't have the temperament. It's a lot of things that make you last out here.
The emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
They
can't dissect again. They can't dissect. They get sucked into everything.
Kirk, you see the two trolls. You see when I clap back at them, they didn't have a clap back.
Yeah,
you dig what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? They didn't have a clap because they ain't got it.
They don't know you, Mark. They don't
ain't
know
got
you
it. The two trolls, when you see when Big Mark clap back at them, they ain't been in the chat.
I know, but they don't know you. They haven't watched you long enough.
Clearly, they don't, or they think today is their day. You never gonna have your day. You never gonna have it with me, bro. I'm 10 steps ahead of you every time. Didn't y'all learn that from the motherfucker from 3 months ago? Listen, the motherfucker from 3 months ago that was going on a year. I let that motherfucker for 8 months, Kirk. I laid in the cut, Kirk. I'm laying in the cut like this. Laying in the cut. Because the whole time I got 50 up on him. He just don't know it. I got the emotional intelligence. I let that motherfucker come in here for 8 months fucking with me. And the whole time I'm 50 up on him. Kirk. But I got the emotional intelligence because I'm just not. And then when I said, I fucked him up on Valentine's Day. I got him the day before. I fucked him up. Yeah, Kirk.
Leave him alone, man.
Yeah. You fucking with a motherfucker who is.
Hey, take it from me.
Leave
Mark
me the
alone.
fuck alone. You will not win, bro.
Oh my God.
You won't. Even when you think you won, I'm gonna pull the rug from under you.
You know what's
that
crazy?
Motherfucker, hey Kirk, that motherfucker was in every day. Ever since that day, we ain't seen that motherfucker. Ooh, that nigga feelings hurt. Ooh, his feelings hurt. Ooh,
you know what's crazy?
His feelings hurt, Kirk.
I know. You know what's crazy? People watch you and they'll put slick stuff in the comment section and they don't realize that you catch it, but you don't say nothing.
I don't say nothing. I'm telling you, Kirk. See, this is what go back to resources. Resources. You dig what I'm saying? Listen. Hey, imagine the motherfucker you land next to every night, Kirk. You trolling the motherfucker, and the motherfucker you laying next to every night. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time, you know what hurt that motherfucker the most? The whole time he was trolling me, he didn't even know it. And I never said nothing. Ooh, I'm a cold motherfucker, boy. I'm a cold motherfucker. You gotta leave niggas like me alone.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was good talking to you, man. You know what I mean? It was good. And, what we gonna do, man? Just gotta do what we gotta do, right?
Hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do it for you and drink water and leave people the fuck alone. Stop worrying about what other people got going on. Stop counting other people's pockets. Focus
on you.
Yeah. When you focus on you, you'll be a better person. Pick and choose your battles wisely.
Exactly. No, for real. That.
Pick and choose your battles wisely. Yeah. All right, Kirk. I know you want to go out and drink Jamaican beer, so.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. And yeah, man, just let me know, man, and we'll cut it up anytime, man. You know what I mean? And shout out to everybody, man. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man.
All right, man. Y'all have a good evening. Peace.
Peace out.